Patch Kids or anyone yet?
I hope to God not.
By the end of the night. They just don't have the same luster they once did. Alright.
Sour Patch Teenager.
So,
Another ballroom blitz?
let's...
Two?
Well, Tower Blitz.
I'm like, it's now in a tower.
Well,
Let's,
true.
Tumble on the
There's
tower.
Let's
still a ball
start it
going.
off. So, last we left off, the main day festivities of the ball went underway as the Misfit Six had found themselves employed by the Count of Nefasto. And through the festivities of the night, the Count announced that he would like to be the king of the Noble South and unite the lands of South Laranor in arms against the encroaching Kazurith Empire. During all of that, Tulad realized that there was a shit ton of undead all around in the space. Basically every server, every waiter, every waitress flashed undead.
Background checks, not good.
And where we left off, Team Mom, Azura, Naomi, and Delilah followed a very suspicious-looking Ore Kybella out to a courtyard where they saw her lift up an entrance to the catacombs and had Garnet Faltho, the individual who had signed this Cloverlit plot letter, emerged from underneath, told her that all the plans that they had in motion would continue and Othgar would not be upset with her. They kissed, and that is where that plot left us. As Team Dad found the unconscious...
names.
You guys came up with them. Found the unconscious and seemingly dying form of Nerasir Kybella, pulled the poison out of his body magically, and he said that yes, indeed, Orai, his wife, had poisoned him. Aska went back to the main room and had a nice little confrontation with the Branded Brigade, while Keshari and Blair took her father up to Keshari's temple. Tower. Her temple. And while they were going up there, Kirk intercepted a coin from Damon that was meant for the Count. And as he was peering it over, teleported up to the tower balcony, where Damon triggered the coin's explosive properties, and he exploded into the room. Sitting in the middle of the room, waiting for, obviously not Kirk, but someone to walk in, was Tulad's vampiric brother, Vern. And that is where we left off, so I need Kirk, Blair, to go ahead and roll initiative. Close that window.
Jesus. Oh boy. Here we go.
Ah,
Nice.
ooh.
Very good. Very cool.
I said I was gonna roll there, and then I rolled on my book anyways, and I shouldn't have done that because I was like garbage.
Do better.
I should.
I don't know. I dropped these dice earlier and it rolled a nat 20, so.
Hey, good luck.
So I'm gonna use these ones.
Unless that just like regurgitated all of its good juice.
Don't say that.
It's got the juice.
He's
It's got
jinxing
the
it now.
juice.
You can't jinx a die.
Alright, you redeemed yourself.
It's not
Alright,
sad.
Kirk, what you got?
But it does have the
22.
juice.
22. Nice.
Nice con.
That's pretty good. I hope it's enough.
Blair, what do you got?
9.
I love it. I
9.
love it when the squishy members of the party get into a combat alone.
It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
We brought a responsible adult with us this time.
This time.
Who also
We have-
rolled a shitty.
We have Keshari.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a responsible adult with us.
But we are adults.
Yeah, but we brought a more responsible adult.
I see.
She is your aunt, right? She's your aunt?
Godmother?
Godmother?
No
Not-
real
not- no
association.
relation.
Yeah.
Twice
I'm
removed.
26.
It's
On my mother's side.
It's
Essentially the same
I couldn't
complicated.
remember how old my character was.
It gets a bit tricky when
I was
you're from
like-
hell.
I was like, am I an adult? I don't know.
All right. So Kirk, as you are blasted into the tower, glass and wood kind of splinter over you, you stand up and you see, back facing you, Vern in the middle of the room, and then beyond that, still with the light of the open door behind them, you see Keshari, and I think you guys are still disguised. So 2 guards, I think.
Yeah.
You recognize Blair's guard attire. You see
The
2
Blair
other
guard,
guards.
and then maybe a real guard who
Short
doesn't
guard.
look very good.
Short-ish guard and then guard.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
you know this back profile of this individual to be Vern. You have seen him before, and you see the shield of Celestion that Tulad gave
Okay.
one of his disguises.
Okay. How far away am I from him?
Say 10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah, you explode and kind of slide up to him.
Cool.
Sick
We were
knee slide.
really Looney
We're
Tunes.
right in
Is he
there.
prone then? Or is...
Yes, but not mechanically. I'm not gonna,
I
I'm
mean,
not
like,
gonna-
I get blasted on the wall and I, like...
Just for the cool
He
factor,
just
but
slides on his
not.
back and he's just looking down at him.
Yeah. You slide in between his legs.
Yeah, his head like slides between his legs, just looks down.
I used to think you're crazy. Now I've seen your nuts.
Fuck it. It's time for this. As he gets blasted through that, having just like had that little mental interaction, examining that piece of Electrum coin that blasted him, he's going to go into a rage,
Okay.
and he's going to just bum rush Vampire.
Oh fuck.
I'm going to try and grab him, and I'm going to point blank Dragon's Breath on him.
Oh!
So
you just see this blur of
Unleash
like
the beast!
this like reptilian blur try to grab onto him. So I'm gonna try and grapple.
You're gonna try and grapple him?
Grab. So I don't know what I need to.
For this, sounds like athletics.
I am raging.
So you get advantage.
Okay.
I would say the grapple check usually functions as an action,
Okay.
and your bonus action has been raging.
Is that? Damn.
So I said for flavor, you can grab onto him.
Well, then I won't. I'll just walk up and just like get as close as I can, and as I kind of rise up, just vomit dragon breath. It's poison damage.
Okay.
Who's
So
good poison?
I gotta look up how that works. Dragon. Sorry. Should I get ready?
Poison for my brother. Poison made specifically to melt my brother's face. That poison. Gotcha.
Where's Dragon? Oh, in these.
Amazing how that works.
It's amazing. I can read. I can fight.
I
Okay,
can
breath
see.
weapon. You can use exhale. Blah, blah, blah.
I can see how I can fight.
Okay, saving. So he needs to roll a Constitution saving throw. 8 plus my con. 8.
That looks like pink drink
Okay,
too.
let's roll a 15.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
This pink drink.
He just makes it.
Just succeeds.
He
Okay.
just succeeds at a 15.
Yeah. That's,
He
head slips it.
So 2d6. Oh no, he still gets it because it's a
Oh yeah.
cone, but he does succeed, so he only takes like half the damage.
He morbs out of the way.
2d6 damage on a failed save, half the damage on the successful
Morbs out
one.
of him.
I'm gonna punch you.
Although
Send it. End me.
it goes up by my level, by my character level, not like my class level. We're
13.
13.
Lucky.
Next one is 16, so at 11 it's 5d6. Can I borrow
Here you go. I already have 5 out right here.
I'll just
One
move mine
more.
here.
Thank you. Got it. 6.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad.
Oh yeah, actually really good.
So 10, 16,
I love those dice. Those are my birthday gift.
23. So 23?
I'm bringing these out so it's a lot
Halved.
easier.
So
Then we don't accept people's dice.
11. So 11 points of poison damage as I just
forgot
like.
you just have endless.
I just. This.
Yeah, describe the nature and how it affects him.
Yeah, so this purplish acre with black smoke just cascades and waterfalls out of his mouth and just leaks from in between his teeth as it just gets blasted projectile onto him and
got the
engulfs him in it
Nice.
and begins to slightly dissipate. After that, he's just gonna draw his sword and like ready up for the next thing.
Okay.
What do it do to flesh normally?
Well, it is acid damage. So
Oh, acid damage, not poison damage?
not poison, sorry.
Okay, so yeah,
melty.
It starts to melt his clothes and his cape that he has, and you
Oh
do
God,
see that
he's
he is
hot.
wearing some kind of armor that is now being exposed as the fabric is being corroded off of him, and you do see the skin and reveal tissue and then muscle and a bit of bone in the shoulders. All right, that's your turn. It is now Vern's turn. He is going to just kind of
Yeah.
give you a look over his shoulder. There's like his bone is kind of protruding out, and he looks at it, looks at you. I'll deal with you in a second.
Oh no.
Eyes dart back towards the group of you, and you just see for a moment before he moves at blazing speed right up to your father.
Do I get attack of opportunity because I was up and close?
Absolutely.
Okay, so with the +1 sword, just kind of slice at him. 21 to hit?
That hits, yeah.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Fucking A. Fuck, how do I do this? I forgot how to play. I forgot how to play!
How do you use a sword?
He's just one-handing it right now, so it's just a D8.
It's pretty
I
good.
gotta use the poison, the dice.
The Icarus.
Kraken dice.
Acidic dice.
Kraken.
That's a good roll.
That's an 8.
Alright, so 8 plus strength.
10. So 10 points of damage. 10
points of damage.
points of slashing damage. Starting off pretty strong.
Alright.
21
Not too bad.
damage done so far.
So as he speeds away from you, you just are able to clip him with your sword, lightning speed up to your father Blair, and you see him like his hand, just claws begin to grow like out of the fingernails, and Kirk, you almost see them dripping with like a similar corrosive looking acid that you hit him with.
Okay.
He mutters under his breath, I have acid too. And he's going to stab up at your father.
Dickhole.
Fun fact, I have no heals.
Oh no.
You watch the clawed hand sink deep into his abdomen. Immediately you smell burning flesh.
Thanks.
He is not going to do damage. He instead squeezes inside and is going to grapple your father.
From within.
From within.
Cully, no.
I'm gonna grab you by
He's
the
grabbing
guts.
his spine
Oh god.
It's like Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah.
Grab my
as
spine from the other
his
side.
mouth opens and his fangs
Nope.
come out
Oh no.
and he strikes at his neck. The fangs plunge deep into your father's neck.
Tasty.
This does do damage.
Shit.
I feel like grabbing someone's spine should also do damage.
Mostly emotional, it seems.
It only hurts on the inside, don't worry.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
No, that was good.
they said I have internal bleeding, but that's okay.
No,
Blood's
I don't
supposed
like
to be
that
on the
look.
inside.
Supposed to be on the inside.
It's
alright.
Yeah, there's literally nothing I could have done at this point, though.
So he does damage.
Yes. Established.
As you hear crunching that can only be described as bone being squished between jaws, as you just see blood cascade down your father's body. That is Vern's turn. It is your turn.
Okay.
Blair, I rage.
I
Somehow.
would like to rage.
I just gain the ability.
Power word kill.
Song of Stop It.
Song of Stop It. I wish. If only.
You have the Crown of Sorrows, or whatever that is.
Crown of Madness. But the thing is, when they're charmed, they have to use their attack move, or they can move on their own will, which would then be using his attack move. So it's kind of a doesn't work unless in a crowd kind of situation, or really good for distractions. Pardon, I just want to double check if I can do something. Okay, yeah, I thought that's how that worked. So, yeah, I'm going to cast Tasha's Otherworldly Guise on myself, and because it's a bonus action spell, I can then use cantrip action spell, so I'm going to do chill touch on him.
Okay, and what does the otherworldly guys do?
Yes, so I,
Makes you look dope as shit.
basically, I am
She's got the
immune to,
drip.
I'm immune to radiant and necrotic damage.
Okay.
I'm immune to the charmed action. I have spectral wings, so I have 40 feet of flight. I get +2 to my AC. My weapon attacks are now magical, and they use my spell casting modifier for attack damage bonus or damage rolls. And then I attack 2 times when attacking on my turn.
Damn.
Jesus.
shit.
Yes.
So, and then you said you're not going to attack, you're going to use a cantrip?
Yeah.
Chill touch does damage.
Oh, well, yes,
Or
but
you do have 2 attack options with that now.
Because... Yeah.
yeah, the attack.
I'm gonna use Green Flame Blade instead. Yeah, I like that better. So it's a cantrip, but then I attack. So I don't know if I get to attack twice because it is an attack.
Do you have the card?
Yeah,
I think that probably
'Cause
would qualify.
part of the spell is it's a weird one.
Let me look at the actual one.
It's long. I'm sorry.
All good. And you make a melee attack. I'd say I'd allow it.
Cool.
Seeing as you can't rage, I'll
This is
allow it.
the bardic equivalent of raging. Cool. So I have to roll to hit. I don't. Nat 1.
Oh no.
So that's not
So
it.
cool. But you said you'd let me do it
I'm
twice.
allowing you to attack twice. So the first attack just misses. Your hands are shaking. There's tears in your eyes.
Blind rage.
17.
17 just hits.
Sweet. So, yeah, 17. Sorry, I was double checking my math. That's D10. Yeah, that's the 10. Cool. So, 14 damage.
14 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on your turn?
I don't think I can do anything. I could move, but there's nowhere to move,
Yeah, it's
really.
everything's kinda
Nothing that
happening
would
right
work.
next to
Yeah.
you. So at the end of your turn, Kaishari
I didn't
is
use any flanked.
next in the initiative order. But
I don't think he's flanked.
not yet, no. At the end of your turn, Vern is going to spend 2 legendary actions to make another bite.
Wow.
Munchity crunchity dad.
Caleb. Caleb!
Caleb said he wants less NPCs in his world, apparently.
He said, we've been dogging too much on Dylan, it's your turn now.
At what age does somebody become an orphan? You know, at what's the cutoff?
I think 100 years
We're gonna
old
start
or
calling
less.
Caleb Walt
You
Disney because he
think?
doesn't believe in
Can
parents.
I get
Fair.
You're not gonna
I got one left.
Well, because
Hey, you have a mom
technically in the
left,
book,
I don't
elves
think she
mature
wants
as
I'm like, not for long.
Because I'll kill her.
So-
at 20 years
I
old
think
as
she
an
wants
elf,
that
you're
one.
already a 20-year-old human.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As Vern uses his 2 legendary actions,
Mm-hmm.
you do strike and hit him with the green flame blade, and he comes out, blood just dripping off of his face. Just gives you a smirk before going back in.
Damn!
As he does, you hear tearing and ripping as Vern
Yep.
rips your father's head off of his body.
Oh shit!
That's a lot of damn.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry.
As he stands there.
Is he okay?
Flex can't fix that.
That's a lot of damage.
It's just a pleasure.
As he stands there, holding Nearasir's head, it is Kaishari's turn. She screams, points a finger out, and casts Disintegrate.
Ooh.
Nice. Cool.
Man, that makes you lose body
Steal my
parts.
thunder.
Vern
It better.
fails.
They grow back, unfortunately.
Your family's rich, you got diamonds, right?
Hopefully. I don't.
Just $1,000 diamonds just lying around.
I mean,
That's
that's
an
so
insane
big
I mean,
castle.
sure. We'll just pry one out of like a jewel or something, out of a
I am
statue.
well
still
beyond
have one.
ransacking the castle.
No, we used it for your life.
and it didn't
Which
work.
didn't work.
It did not work.
Waste of
You're
resources.
welcome.
It did not work.
Thank you.
Kaishari does 86 points of force
Holy
damage.
shit!
Good.
And Vern is hurt.
Good.
As the round goes back to Kirk, in these 6 seconds that feel more like a lifetime,
Mm-hmm.
we flash back down to the group in various different parts of the ballroom down below. As Azura, you and the rogues have come back into the room and are hanging around the Count. Tulad, you are still up near the Count. Aska, you are still over by the Branded Brigade. And Azura and Tulad and the rogues, you watch a figure walk up to the ballot box. You see Ori, not dressed in a cloak anymore, but in fine golds and greens. And she puts a piece of paper into the ballot box. Aska, as you hear someone come from behind.
I think he's right.
Oh, he does seem frozen.
Oh no, did we lose him?
It's just so stoic we can.
So who walks up behind me?
So, you
I
hear
know my
a tapping of a cane and someone walk up behind you, and you hear the voice of Lyas Haradan go, "Perhaps we should chat. Come with me, please." Alright. And as you do, Kirk, it is your turn.
I'm gonna drop rage as bonus action, and for my action, I am going to also cast Disintegrate. I'm gonna do it at 7th level.
Yeah, that's some sauce.
He needs to make A dexterity saving throw.
Well, let me look at his modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Kill him. Kill him.
He rolled an
kill
11.
him.
Let's do
Cool. Fuck him. Let's see
Mood.
here.
how many dice?
Yeah, how much do you need?
I need
Maybe.
10d6.
I'll just pass
Use
it
that.
to you.
Yeah, just use that.
Use that.
There we
Use that.
go. That's
That's
perfect.
easier.
Sure,
I
do it.
will say, as you're rolling damage,
Uh-huh.
just a small little retcon, because I missed that in the confusion. At the end of Keshari's turn, he uses one legendary action just to squeeze the head and crush it in his hand.
Jesus.
Like a melon.
That's not really
It's
better.
literally insult to injury.
But can you do it with not a hit?
Yeah.
Just need
I mean,
one die.
technically the head's still
Okay,
there. It's just
okay.
not
Yeah,
head
yeah,
shaped
yeah,
anymore.
It's just not a hit.
The material
But
is
I
there.
just have
What
to have
arrangement
them.
is it's in? I don't think matters.
And he doesn't have to.
Oh
get
my
first
god,
entry.
I need more than 10d6. I
I've
need a
got
few
3 more here.
It's the
I'll just put them back.
Good call.
When I get it.
good call.
Okay.
Matt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Right now I have
9,
something else
10,
that's
Your dad
11, 12, 13.
Your dad just comes back as the
Jesus.
guy from
That's
Goonies.
prepared.
3d6 for every
Got
level
you.
over 6.
Bring it on.
Kill him. Kill.
So there's no
When did I
confusion.
become the DM? What happened? That is cocked, so I'm going to re-roll that one. That's fine.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm
Up
gonna
and
put,
that's your 5.
put
might
like
take a minute.
light items together.
Yikes.
Oh,
Here.
one, 2 twos.
3 threes.
Thank you.
Thought that might be helpful.
Hey, are we playing the Liar's Dice game again?
That was great. We need to do that again.
Oh yeah, that's very good. Plus 4, plus 5, 10,
Oh, we got a
20,
professional like poker set as well
Nice.
for Christmas. We use that.
9,
I got a whole bunch of sets of bicycle cards too, so we can switch them
6
out.
plus
And they look really
1.
pretty.
I have some Star Wars cards. Deck cards.
Okay, so it's that plus 40. Oops. Do you have a history?
Yeah, click on
We'll just start over. Oh, I'll just start
Oh,
over.
no.
6 plus 4 plus 20
What
plus
did he use?
2,
Like, to
4,
attack? I was in the bathroom.
6
Disintegrate.
plus
That's like disintegrate, but at 7th level.
9 plus 1 plus 40.
Send it.
86 points of force damage.
same thing as.
As you cast the spell, you drop rage and cast the spell. He is like insanely fast, and he almost sees it coming as you're casting the spell, and he lunges and tries to reach in Nearseer's pocket. And as he's reaching, the spell hits him, and you just see Vern turn to dust.
Fuck yeah.
He just got snapped.
Fuck yeah.
Good.
Thanos snap.
He earned it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
You can't even be mad.
It was a lot. It was less climactic than I expected.
It's a lot of trauma.
That's a lot of trauma.
Yeah, that's a lot of trauma on your end.
So he turns to dust, not mist.
You see a fine pile of gray dust, and the body of Nearseer hits the floor.
Burn it.
Uh,
Burn it.
Burn the dust.
Burn the
It's just
dust.
leaking.
Oh, yeah, it starts gushing.
Ugh.
Pours holy water on the
Can
Yeah,
I
like a
determine
busted
any
fire
level
hydrant.
of life? Like, is this just
Are we
he
out of
dead
initiative?
or
His head is missing and
His,
crushed.
his head is crushed and,
It is goo.
as best you can tell, disintegrated along with Vern. You see a headless body on the ground in a pool of blood as it is emptying its contents.
Jesus.
As that is happening, you flash back downstairs.
Caleb said, nah, fuckers.
Trauma.
yeah?
Aska, Lyas pulls you off to the side and just goes, I would appreciate it if you did not talk to my troops that way. It's quite disrespectful.
Well, your troops seem rather dismissive of ever-present danger.
Well, they are soldiers, not intellects. They have not gotten an order yet, so they will not act. Ever-present danger, you mean what exactly?
Oh, I believe... I'm not entirely sure I can... In fact, I am positive that I cannot trust you. However, I think we have, at least for the moment, allies in common. So, are you aware that we're surrounded by undead?
You said the quiet part out loud.
And he takes a look around. He's surrounded.
There are a few dozen in the room.
Ah. Well, that... Are you sure your sources are accurate?
And the Moon Man, I think is probably how you would recognize him best. We both have some access to some kind of divine powers, and we've both detected their presence recently.
Ah.
So yes.
Did you, by chance, detect such presence around my son? I know you and your ilk were around him at the time that I lost contact with him.
He knows.
Yeah.
Do you mean down in Neighboring?
No, it was later than that. The last message I received from the young fool was one where he said that you were all trying to kill him.
Do you know, the last time I saw your son, he was wearing the cursed armor of the Feld Shah and attempting to end the world.
We're just gonna lay the cards out on the fucking table.
I just said the quiet part out loud.
And you see him just kind of like if almost if you had said like, yeah, he lives at the North Pole and hangs around leprechauns. Like, he gives you that kind of face before. So it is real then.
Oh, undoubtedly. And so is the force that brought it into the world.
And his arms just kind of cross on his cane in front of him.
I'm telling you this because I think it was today, we learned your opinion of your son was not one of a doting father. I think he disappointed you, and I think you have a realistic understanding of his character.
I'd say that is an astute observation, no matter where your sources are from. I believe I failed him along the way. He always had his head in the clouds, chasing fairy tales and ghost stories, and it appears as if he had found them.
You must start believing in stories.
If it's any comfort, I think if the last month has taught me anything, it's that parents inevitably fail their children. It's only a matter of degree.
Well, you do not know the degrees to which he failed me.
Oh, I didn't say it didn't go the other way around. My father is languishing in hell at the moment because of some bad decisions I made. So,
Well, I'm sure whatever whatever disgrace you caused him, it can't be that bad.
As Kid chuckles. Well, otherwise. Yes. Anyway, so you have my reasons for my interaction with your guards, and if I can be of any other service to you, please let me know.
I believe you can, seeing as you are talking about artifacts that I did not think existed as fact. That means the boy found something. I would like to show you what possibly set him on this path, but only if you can promise me that the fantastical nature won't misguide you as well.
Can I chime in with telepathy?
I would like
you see them
to
on the
make
other side.
that promise.
You would like to, but
But-
will you?
I think I will, but only in the company of my companions. You see, I mentioned some bad decisions earlier, and I find that without some better accountability than my own integrity, I am prone to a bit of selfish ambition. So, yes, but perhaps this moment isn't the best one.
Then find them, bring them, and contact me. The things I must show you are not here, not in this ward.
And what is the best way?
You have magic, you have connections. You can tell the Count he can find me, or if you can play nice with the Brigade, they will be here for some time. They know where to find me.
Well, I do love to play.
Asuka, do you need help?
Miss Cindergiven. He begins to walk away as you
Lord Haradan.
ask.
No, I don't need help. I've just made a friend, I think. He knows that we're associated with his son, first of all. I don't think he knows exactly that we killed him, but there's a bit more now. I don't think he would be surprised, and I don't think he would be curious.
Good talk. Yeah.
Yep. He wants to show us something. But I told him, you should be proud of me. I told him I wouldn't do it alone because he wanted to know if it would corrupt me or something, and I basically said it probably would. So
It's very introspective of you. But yes, I believe now is not the time.
no,
But
that's what I suppose. But I would like to find the others again. Do you know where they are?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard from them in a while. And I'm getting concerned.
As we flash back up to the tower.
Yes, I think. No, stupid delay.
That's good.
I'd say Keshari drops to her knees.
Blair's kind of just standing there in shock. She's not gonna do anything, if that's what you're waiting on.
I'll be right
Just
back.
shocked.
Dimension door. Fourth level, back to the party, walk out behind the Count. They scan the room for Tulad.
I'm still next to the Count.
Yeah.
Alright.
Come with me.
Okay.
Hey! We just see back to the tower.
Asuka,
you
joined.
definitely
like,
see.
well,
When you
was
get
weird.
back, you can tell that Blair cast a spell, but you have absolutely no indication that it's changed absolutely anything. So you have no idea what it did, but she still seems to be in shock.
Okay.
I'm just casting calm emotions on myself every time she starts to be like, I'm gonna freak out. No, we're just gonna stand right here until something happens.
You're just gonna do it and then you're okay.
Calm.
It's
Not calm.
Dimension door up to the
That's
balcony.
one of those like yoga CDs that's just flute music.
Very quickly, catching you up to speed.
all right. What the hell's?
That's Vern.
Father.
Yeah. Fix, if you can.
Fix it.
And I'm gonna go over and start I'm gonna leave that to him.
Blair gives you bardic inspiration. Doesn't know if it'll help anything, but you seem to be more capable than
I
her.
can't help this right now.
What do you need?
I need diamonds. I need one that's either worth 500.
Hey,
Wait,
Shari.
where is
okay.
his head? Is that gone?
Opens the box of Electrum.
What's this?
Make it count. That's your diamonds.
Is it worth 1,000 gold pieces?
It can be.
Wait, are you trying to bring both?
I'm just gonna scrape it. God, do I have that much?
Yeah, dude.
Probably most of it.
In your Bitcoin.
We've used it before for spells, but Mitch just kind of waves in his direction.
I don't have it ready now, and I can't do it today.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna look at Kashari.
Also in shock. She's
Anything
just
you can do.
There is something that I can do to try to help him if he's been bitten. But without a head, it really doesn't
I
matter.
really don't think that matters right now.
If he's undead, it causes problems.
I'm just gonna point.
Okay,
We have a problem.
I understand it. The fixing of the problem becomes harder when they are undead.
Okay, well,
So-
let's not make them undead. Let's just if
No.
they're.
I understand. I'll work.
I'm just gonna.
What-
She's just
what
1,000-yard
Do you
stare.
need?
I'm just gonna go. And I'm
Time.
just gonna grab and kind of jostle.
How long
Can
does it
you
take
do
for me to-
anything? Do you know anyone who
that
can?
This is beyond my skills. I
Is there anyone in the castle who may be religious at the moment?
I mean, yes, but that's a lot of blood.
We need to keep him safe.
I cast Calm Motions again, this time with Keshari in the radius.
Yeah, she's.
Who in the castle may be religious who could help right now?
I don't know of anyone who is that religious that can help. Honestly, Mr. Tulad is the strongest religious caster that I have seen, but without a head.
Any other healer
You
of any
underestimate my
sort?
power. How long does it take to prepare a spell? I forget. I'm awful and I'm Googling it, but I couldn't find it quickly.
Yeah, you do it at a long rest.
Are you doing a ritual spell? Can you do that?
This takes an hour.
If you do not have it prepared,
Yeah.
you have to prepare it at the end of a long rest.
Yeah, so I have to do that.
It's like collect all the dust because his head might come back maybe. Out of
Kishari,
the
is there
dust.
anyone in the ballroom who may be able to help that you can have that if I were to bring here right now?
What are you trying to do? You.
I have
Physically or
access to-
politically?
Resurrection.
I'm going to point at the dead guy.
Anyone who could possibly resurrect someone. Any one of that. So anyone.
Not that I know of.
I'll be back.
Burning
calm
the
down.
You gotta
dimension door.
burn it.
I'm burning all my spells. I might as well. And I'm just going to appear next to the count again. Yeah, sorry about that.
Where'd you go?
I need
He's
you.
like
I need you to make
kind of
it
more tipsy.
Oh my god.
What's up, Pascal?
Do I notice him appear again?
Hopping in and out.
Apparate and
Yeah, you see
unapparate.
Tulad go away, and now Kirk's back again.
I am like splitting my attention between Ori and the counts, and like looking back towards wherever Lyas went, and then his guards, and like all the serving staff, and then I'm like, gee, and I try to get over there before he leaves again.
I'm just kind of scanning the room, looking at people, trying to make assessments. And I'm also looking for fuckface.
Which one?
Yeah, I know.
Slightly more specific on who we're hating today.
Boom.
Rival?
Damon?
Yeah, I'm
Nemesis,
looking for
your
Damon.
Gary?
Your nemesis?
Yeah, Gary Oak.
You scan the room, you don't see Damon. But you do see Aska approaching you very quickly.
What is happening? What is...
There's been an incident. Blair's father is dead. I'm trying to fix it.
I just sit...
Do you have any way of dealing with that? Is there anything that you can do, or do you know anyone in this room that might be able to help us out?
Is he just dead?
Dead. Very.
That's the way you can describe him.
Sorry. How very is very?
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Oh, very, it's very.
It could work.
If you're there, maybe.
Well, I'm hearing this.
Wait, are we up near?
Yeah, that's beyond me.
Would you go to this very
What do you
heated,
think?
frantic conversation?
I'm Hawkeyes in your mom right now.
Would you go to the heated, frantic
I need
conversation?
1,000 gold worth of oils, and I can help him.
Good.
Do they have to be like special oil?
Yeah.
It's gonna be real sad.
I
if
have
you
an
guys are gonna
oil
all this trouble
flask.
with the work since that's
Is
gone.
that alright?
Lyra's okay. Relatively, considering. Vern was in the room. Vern was in the tower waiting for them. I was blasted into it. And we dealt with him.
You dealt with him?
We dealt with
He's
him.
been giving us problems with...
Yes, but I never went up against him.
Oh, yes.
So
Alright. Oh, okay.
everybody has their talents, Saska. You have yours, I have mine. But right now we need to focus.
I have 10 days where I can
I'm
use
focused.
it. Yes, he can be dead for as long as 10 days.
Okay, that's fine then.
Mine he can.
No, you see a complete demeanor shift over Kirk. It's like, oh, all right,
Now,
okay. We need to
wait,
contain this.
Blair's not down.
No, Blair's not here. Lyra. Blair. Lyra.
Or Blair for too long.
Balira.
Blurry.
We need to contain this. Do we still have the issue of everyone on staff being undead? That's still a prevalent thing.
Did you fix the zombie
You're not
problem
there.
while we killed
Say
the
it.
cat?
Let me divine sense again.
Alright, you divine sense. Is that 60 foot? Out 60 foot?
Let me get to it. 60 feet, anything that is not behind total cover.
So, a lot of the wait staff still registers as undead. You are starting to notice, though, as the night is going on, that, you know, people are starting to leave. A lot of people have, like, casted their ballots, and they're kind of just, like, fucking off into the night to go do other things. And it seems like some of the wait staff have changed out. You see some that aren't undead. And the overall presence of wait staff in this room has gone down along with the occupants.
So they
Better.
No, that's not. When now they're unaccounted for.
Cool, they're just leaving now.
He's
Some of
loose.
them are in the service of other families, but or just elsewhere in the castle. They're not as heavy a threat in this room.
Where is Lyra's mother?
At that point, since I'm assuming me and you have been just like Hawkeyes in her the whole
Yeah,
time.
I guess.
I just go there.
You guys,
Blink.
you guys all turn, and you do see her
Just as a group, we all-
conversing with a few different people at one of the bars. She seems jovial. She seems happy. You see that she is talking to Orandon and Lucius Kybella at one of the bars, and then she goes like, oh, someone has arrived, someone I've been waiting for, and you see Nearasir Kybella walk out of one of the side doors and join her at the bar. They link
What?
arms and they continue to have conversation.
We're killing my
I-
mother.
Can I, at the moment, can
Let's not
I
make a scene.
cast detect magic?
Yes. What's the
You
range?
range?
30 feet.
Into it.
My father.
30 feet. You'd have to get a bit closer.
I'm moving closer.
Okay.
Bit difficult to do, isn't it?
You're small. You're super stealthy. You won't even have to roll. You undetected move up within range
Uh-huh.
and cast detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get a. Let me make sure. Physical creature or object in the area that bears magic. And the strange thing is that this, you don't see any aura of magic around either of them.
Vampire.
Yep. Don't like it.
You do get a ping of evocation in Orandon's coat. However,
Nothing on Lucius?
Ooh.
nothing on Lucius.
It's very specialized evocation.
Having presumed, well, I don't know. Would I have noticed that she snuck up a little closer? Wait, are they within 60 feet of me?
I was just about to say they are within 60 feet of you.
Does that proc?
So Divine Sense is just an action. It's a one turn, so it's 6 seconds. But actually, it's the end of my next turn. So how long did it take for us to find?
Tell me what it picks up, real fast.
It says anything detected by the Hallow spell. Any celestial fiend or undead, or
Okay.
You also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated as with the Hallow spell.
So I will say, in the briefest of moments, as it's coming back up to your quote unquote turn, there is just a fraction of a second where this Nearasir Kybella registers as fiend.
Ah, fuck.
Is it your brother?
More likely.
No.
I'm going to step over to the count because in my mind that will be handled. That's a new problem. I'm going to step over to the count and just kind of like do the.
What's going on? You seem very nervous.
There's been an incident. I'm sorry, your father's name?
9/11 vibes.
Nearseer,
correct?
sorry. I didn't want to say Lucian. I knew Lucian was wrong.
Uncle Lucius, I think.
Uncle Lucian. Nearseer Kybella has been killed.
You see all the color drain out of his face, and he's
Not react,
and
because that is not him.
He's dead, and it's worse.
Yeah.
And we're just info dumping this man to death.
Yeah.
I don't think you can leave, sir.
Is it hot in here?
Yes.
We got panic attack.
It's starting to look a little bit like hell, isn't it?
Okay, alright. Blow candles, sir. Blow candles.
So what?
We are currently dealing with the situation. Kishari is dealing with it. I am not entirely sure how much. What were your plans for the rest of the evening? When do you intend to leave this event?
The odds of that are increasing by the second, I think.
Okay.
Vampires, imposters, murder.
I would.
Wait staff.
It is my opinion that we make an expeditious retreat, but without causing a scene.
I don't think I can leave unannounced.
Well, announce that you're leaving and then leave.
He stands up and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen of the good South, I know that most of you have already come up and placed your ballot. The ballot box will be continued to and he almost passes out and falls down the stairs.
Oh my god.
The ballot box will stay here for the rest of the night. Enjoy your night. I have had too much to drink, I think. And so I will be turning in. The results of the vote will come out in the morning before you all set off. I wish you a good night. And then a few people are clapping, a few people that are left, and he.
I'm just gonna take him. I'm just gonna like shoulder on the hand, like Secret Service, just walk him away. And as soon as we get out of eye shot, I'm gonna look to the rest of you and go, keep an eye on them. And I'm just gonna last 5th level. I'm gonna get us back up to the tower.
Oh
Both
yeah,
of you?
right next to the dead body.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll love
He's gonna
that.
pass out.
Yeah.
While
It's
they
a
were gone,
safe area for now, so you know.
after blowing through some calm emotions to like, no, we're fine. No, we're fine. No, we're fine.
We are far from fine.
We're fine. As you know, Keshari is kind of freaking out, and I'm standing here. I want to figure out what Vern wanted from the pocket and take it myself.
You
Whatever it was.
rummage in the pocket and feel something small and metallic, and you pull it out, and you see a fist with a delta on it, a small pin of the Second Defiance. And Keshari just goes, "What?"
Did you put that there?
Vern was reaching for it. I put it in my stuff. I'm like, whatever it is, it's clearly important.
As you are rummaging in the pockets and stuff, you do see the wound where he grabbed him through the stomach is still like bubbling and corroding, and it's a familiar acidic wound.
It's the poison.
You've seen this wound. You specifically have. I don't know that you've seen this wound actually.
I think it was you.
Yeah. Never mind. It's gross. It's real gross.
Like, it's not even really ringing a
Let's
bell
see
for
what guy-
Nicole's. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you were.
It was the Arcanhaven
it was
thing, right?
Arcanhaven.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yay. Double
Yay,
dad
more
So-
double dead dadded.
You guys bamp up there, and he goes, "Whew, that was unexpected." What's the smell?
Don't, nope.
And he, like,
cover it.
he doesn't even like turn around. But yeah, the wound is the same you found outside the Crimson Fox, the same that your father and the guardian of Arcanhaven suffered.
It's the same wound from that fucking animal.
He's done it again.
What do you mean he's done it again?
He's been doing this all this time. This poison that we've seen, this wound here,
Did anyone
It's the
tell
same
you
thing that was on
best
my
friend was
father.
his brother?
same thing that we saw.
Okay, just making sure.
Your
That'd be
own brother
awkward.
killed your... I'm so sorry.
He was a bastard. I
Was.
just wish I'd seen it. I hope that that's the last of him.
Well, books at dust that I'm assuming hasn't moved.
I mean, through people like walking around and stuff, and a bit of the blood.
Not
Actually, a
in
lot
a
of the blood has begun to
misting
mix.
away.
It hasn't misted away, but it is mixing with the blood and becoming like a paste on the floor.
Vampire mud.
Can I just?
Blood mud.
No, we're going to deal with this now.
Is there
I
any?
want-
Sacred flame
Cool. Good.
on the pile, and I'm just going to keep lighting that.
If her dad's head had
it is-
any possibility of coming back from that, it's gone now.
It's just fire just coming.
Well,
It
Wait,
is
yeah.
thoroughly dispersed and
No, dude,
splashes.
if her
It's a
dad's
puddle.
head could
Island.
have come back from that, it can't now.
Well,
It can.
magic. It's fine.
Resurrection
Magic's
is
strange.
different from
Lyra?
when he's dead.
Your father's downstairs.
I frankly disagree.
Well, I know it's not really your father, but it is your father. Your mother is standing next and conversing and having a jovial fucking time with someone
God.
pretending to be your father.
Wait, you're in the room, aren't you?
No, there. Well, you
Yeah.
all are in the
We're
hall.
not.
We're
No,
all
I'm talking to her.
downstairs. Chris is downstairs.
Yeah, so us three are upstairs.
Okay.
In the
I
tower.
can teleport.
You fuckers are downstairs. If you would like to
Yeah.
make your way up, I'm sure you
Wizards.
can.
No, I'm
So, we're gonna have to. I kind of look at Keshari. I have not addressed the count. I'm just not going to. There are too many things
he
going on.
is like on the other side of the room. He's like, I don't want to know.
Sit down.
Yes.
Sits down.
All right. Oh.
I know,
like
Mother.
having power.
I know what Mother
babysitting.
did to Father, but we're gonna have to tell her. Like, the imposter with. She too many puzzle pieces and not enough words to articulate. You know, like like a soap opera plot going on of my mother tried to kill my father, but now we have to explain to her that my father is dead from a different source and she's fraternizing with a fake father.
Lyra, I think she may be aware, and this may have been the original plan.
What do you mean you think that?
I think whoever is masquerading as your father is in cahoots. Think about it. If your mother tried to kill your father, and the last that she left him was unconscious on the floor, it's not a very. It's not a large.
I don't see why she would do that.
The why is unknown to us right now. However, this situation can be remedied, but we need to focus right now. Our enemies are within and around us.
I look at Keshari, frankly half ignoring Kirk. If mother killed father, there's only one source of adequate revenge, and mother must die.
Well, let's wait. Hold on.
Let's.
Claire's still holding Moon Blade very.
Yeah. She is like kind of come out of panic mode. It's like, okay, hold on.
Rage!
I'm frankly at a loss, but I do know that is generally frowned upon.
Are there tapestries in the room?
Like a couple.
Cool. I'm going to start using them to wrap up the body.
You take one off the wall, and it's of all these different like colored dragons, all kind of mingling, and you
Cool,
start
just by the
wrapping
body.
up the
It's all
body.
gonna be
of it.
red now.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
They're all red
quickly becoming soaked. Keshari just puts her hands on your shoulders. Just breathe.
Oh, I assure you, I've never been more sure of a
You are
decision.
not under.
That is debatable.
No, you do not kill out of spite. You shouldn't, and it's very much regrettable. That's what I believe that she's trying to say. We need to find a place to put her father.
I think you should listen to your friend. We. I know a safe place.
Great. Do you have ruby dust? I've asked before.
No.
Sad.
All right. Come with me. And she takes you upstairs to the loft, goes to the bookshelf, pulls one of the books, and the bookshelf moves aside, and the ladder is revealed.
Going to act surprised.
Oh yeah, you just found out like a month ago.
Sneaky little snake.
Well, yeah, but in game it was,
It was only
2
2
days
days
ago.
ago. Yeah.
And she like sees your surprised face and goes, "Come on, I have security measures." she like tries to take the top of it and tries to go up the ladder, and it is Taco.
He's gonna use like mage hand and kind of help out. Basically, have one that holds up top,
I don't
one that
think
holds
Mage
below.
Hand can
and
hold
help.
that.
It can hold some of
It
it.
helps.
Okay.
It's like one of those
it's another.
things.
I'll
Is she
do
the
mage
one
hand as
carrying the
well.
body?
I'm gonna
Mage
try and
hand,
help
okay.
lift.
It helps.
Well, you
It
can
helps.
look at the ladders.
Two
You're having
mage
like one
hands.
hand,
Two
one
mage hand
hand.
for
Like there's no
Yeah.
good way to
And
carry
there's two other mage
a body
hands
up a
helping
ladder.
stabilize it.
If only you had the person who could fly and also carry heavy things.
You can fly.
I could cast Otherworldly Guides again, but it lasts for a minute.
Really?
It's 1 minute. It's good for combat. Not
Why
so
would
good
you
for real
fly
life.
for a minute?
So
Try
I'll
and
say,
get the fuck out of there.
as you guys get the body hoisted up into this attic space, as soon as you walk up there, draconic runes start to just like glow on the ceiling, and there's a faint, like a small mirror on one side, and that's basically all that's in this room. She helps bring him up and put him up there.
What do all those do?
What do they say?
They're protection, they're for communication, and someone just call me.
I see.
He'll be safe up here. This is a safe place. As we flash back down to Aska, Azura, and the rogues, as you guys are all keeping tabs, you do see the conversation seem to finish, and Nerasir and Ore go off one direction, and Orandin and Lucius go off the other.
I kind of turn to you, or I kind of, because I'm far away from you. I come back. I kind of lean over to you and go, "Do you want to go after him and I'll go after them?"
Hold on, which one is she referring to?
I go after the parents. You go after Lucius because I know that's one of your contracts.
Well, your character doesn't.
I know, but I'm saying that he knows.
Okay.
It's just a convenient suggestion.
I mean, yeah,
Nice
sure.
for you.
Sure. I'm dumb.
Not really dumb.
So I guess I need to roll stealth.
Okay. So yeah, the two rogues go off following both. Give me stealth checks as you are trying to follow from a safe distance.
Where'd they go?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, ask Azura, look around, and now the rogues are gone.
gone.
Everyone keeps
Target's
leaving you.
gone.
Sorry, my sheet's now being weird.
Oh, I hate that.
I have no idea what to do from here. Like,
I
one
have my
thing
dex
can be
bonus
handled, but I have
too?
no idea what to address
Do I have my
next.
dex too?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Everybody should roll.
Yeah, and I have.
that's my
I have
immediate
expertise.
thought.
Yeah.
So I got a 30.
Blair finds out.
30.
I got
Silent.
She's already pro killed now.
25.
25.
Once she finds
Also
out the
silent.
Details of
Um,
oh no, she had a plan to
You
fight
guys
her.
follow off in different
She
directions.
said they faked my death.
We'll start with Delilah. Delilah follows Ore and Nearest here. They twist and turn down a few hallways before going back out to the courtyard that you guys were at previously. They don't go to the catacombs. They just kind of stand around, and you hear Ori just go, "So, I'm assuming that's that, then." And you see the word.
Body?
The body of Nearseer, the demeanor of Nearseer drop and become a lot more casual and just go,
Yeah.
well, seems that way. Got the green light. You know, it's going to be fun, I think.
From would I recognize the voice?
I don't think you would.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever talked to them.
Okay.
But it's obviously not Nearseer.
Mhm.
And Aska, did you tell them that you got a fiendish ping?
I would have. I would have told anyone who was near me.
I wasn't
she,
here.
She never came back.
Okay.
And so none of the rogues would not know.
So you can definitely tell
it's
that
not.
it's somebody masquerading.
Yep.
And
Parade. Fleshy faces on
and
parade.
she goes, "What do we do now?" And he goes, "Await orders, have fun. You're in charge now, my lady." And takes her arm, and she kind of gives a chuckle as they begin to continue walking away.
Are they walking in what direction? Back towards like the catacombs, or
They walk towards the entrance of the catacombs. The person disguised as Nearseer reaches down and then just effortlessly lifts up this heavy cobblestone slab and beckons her. She drops down in the hole. He flips it over in his hand, catches it, begins to climb down. Into the catacomb. Naomi,
Yeah.
as you follow
Oh.
down hallways, Orandon and Lucius start walking casually, and then as soon as they are out of sight of the party, they pick up their pace. Both of them kind of talking back and forth, just kind of intense. You hear Lucius say to Orandon, "I don't trust her, not for 1 second. I haven't this whole time, and I don't think I will now." And Orandon goes, "But what can we do? Nearseer seems wrapped up in whatever spell she has on him." And Lucius stops and goes, do not say that about my brother." Orandon goes, what if, hear me out, since she has returned And Lucius immediately just kind of like, you can't be suggesting. Or Randon just goes, what if we put the young one back in power?
First
The list of allies of the Defiance grows thin. It may be our best shot, and if you really do not trust her, then maybe it's the only logical move to make. Lucius scratches his head. I can't think of this right now. I need to check on the others. Come. And Miranda nods, and they hurry down off the hallway. What are you doing?
I'm gonna continue following them because I want to know who the others are.
Okay. You follow them for another 5 minutes or so. They go up a different, not Keshari's tower, but a different tower. They begin to go up that way. They get to a point where there are guards blocking one stairwell. And they walk up, the guards see them, and just go, identify. And Lucius and Randon both kind of like look over their shoulders, pull something out of their pocket. The guards nod, and they hurry up.
I think there might be something I can do.
As you are thinking, you went back?
Now, question above table.
Okay.
Was there anyone that checked when he made the announcement of, hey, we're going to vote because I'm going to be king? Was he under any kind of shine?
I don't know that anyone checked, but it didn't seem that way.
So it was legit. And because I wasn't here, so it's a ballot system that everyone puts in a vote of whether we should become a kingdom or not?
Yes, so all the delegates that were invited, essentially from all over South Laranor, these are heads of state, these are prime ministers, these are various kings, representatives. They're voting whether they want to unite or not. So basically, the majority of them are the independent counties, like
Right.
Nefasto, the ones that are in that region. And then the delegates from elsewhere get to vote because it's a new power structure encroaching on their territory. Like Azura and her father got to vote, even though the Frozen Forest wouldn't be a part of the new kingdom. But for the independent counties, it's binding.
Is it guarded
It is guarded. It has 2 guards on either side of it.
on either side?
Yeah, they're like watching it. It's just like it's a box on the podium.
Is it locked?
It has a lock on it.
Okay. And at the feeling of the night, I'm assuming we kind of would have discussed this last session, but again, I wasn't here. What was everyone's feeling? Like no or yes?
It was unexpected. You guys had the big talk about whether you wanted to be employed or not.
Right.
And because that decision kind of took long, he didn't get to reveal that he wanted to do this.
Right.
So it was kind of sprung. Azura and Naomi were the only ones who voted, and you do not know how they voted. Kirk seemed concerned, but everyone else seemed to have too much going
On their mind. Okay. Noted.
And so you get back to Aska and Azura. You do not see Naomi.
Okay.
Tower people. What's going on?
That's a good question. Okay, your father's dealt with for the moment.
Oh, you guys are up in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how Moonblade feels about all this murder and betrayal business.
She is heartbroken, concerned, and very alert.
I gently push the idea in my head of, like, killing my mother. How does Moonblade respond?
Do her weapons available?
Thirsty.
A little bit. It's a family sword. I feel a little bad. I don't want the sword to, like, hate me. But it feels fitting that the betrayer...
I'd say the emotion that comes across is conflict. There's a part of the sword, the thing made for killing, that's like, yeah. But there's this noble, regal aspect of the sword, and the reason it chose you, that it's just like, don't go to the dark side. But it is the scales are going back and
There.
forth.
Then anyone who has him, dragon, whatever, like, connection to Lyra's mind is like, just kind of waves of, like, confusion, sorrow, just, like, really big emotions, but they kind of keep switching. There isn't really a lot of thought, just, da-da-da-da-da, and then it switches emotion. Da-da-da-da-da.
Telepathy's only open if you let it.
I don't think she's really aware of her thoughts right now. Like, it's just, so you're probably getting little splashes of, like, big emotions that are
Sensing strong feelings from you.
Oh my god.
Thanks, counselor.
unintentional. So if anyone is tapped into it,
You need to breathe.
she's not listening. She's just communicating.
We need to regroup and figure out what the next step is.
Kishar goes, agreed, and she rushes over to the mirror and picks it up. She goes, come on.
Pick up.
Damn it. Puts the mirror down.
Anything that hurts undead in here in terms of these runes?
No, but anyone who is not an ally of me cannot come in here without paying a heavy price.
Good. That's what I needed ruby dust for. You've got it covered.
Excellent. She begins to exit. Go back down to Blair.
She hasn't
and
moved.
just gives you a hug. Says nothing. Has nothing she can say.
And she hugs back. Same kind of, there isn't anything to say. And then she kind of looks at you guys. Is there a plan? Any idea of what next? Looks at blood on the floor.
Tomorrow morning, I can bring him back.
We need to regroup. My only question, what should we do with him? And I just kind of like motion over to the count. It's like, will he be all right here?
Oh yeah.
We need somebody to definitely
How's
be
he
guarded.
doing?
He's just kind of
Yeah,
sitting
but
there,
so too.
legs shaking, just
On the verge of vomiting.
sitting, just
It's like I'm not trying to.
trying to be in his happy place.
Good for him.
It's gonna be a great kid. Got big plans.
Love a fair weather ruler.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
What do you suggest, Kashari? Is it safe here? Should we put him up there?
You say that you can bring him back, so maybe we do nothing as of tonight. This was an assassination, a clear-cut assassination, twice. But if we go downstairs and raise the alarm, who knows what that causes?
I do not think we should make any kind of scene.
Especially with an imposter running around.
I think that makes it even more dangerous.
I think if you tried to accost your mother at the moment, it would look like
A
it
seizure of power.
yeah,
Yes,
it would
I'm
not
aware.
look correct.
I just, even if it's not murder, I feel like what she did, what she's been involved with, like she must pay somehow.
And she will. But
I'm staying here tonight. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I want to be here.
She'll get one of us to do it.
Some light torture.
I'm clearly the least effective fighter. I don't know why you think I would go on an assassination mission.
did you make a
Rage.
decision?
Okay, so I have two questions. First off, so I assume since we were both stalking her mom while we were all in the big area, I saw her put a ballot in the box too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna make a mental note to not let the count actually touch the ballots.
Okay.
Like, make a grunt do that,
Okay.
just in case she put like a glyph of warding or some shit on it.
Smart.
So I have a question about the structure of the staircase. Is it a spiral staircase?
Wood spiral staircase. It's in the tower, so it's just kind of stone masonry.
Okay. Is there like a wall touching the staircase?
It's encased on both sides by walls.
Okay, so I'm gonna get as close to the guards as I possibly can without them seeing me, and then I am going to ghost walk through the wall past them. Ghost walk, I stay in it for 10 minutes, and I can move through creatures and objects as if they're difficult terrain, so I have 15 feet of movement.
Okay. I'd say that just keeps you from not staying in the wall.
Well, if I end my turn in a wall, I just take like 1d10 force
not bad
damage,
at all.
I think.
You die.
Well, I take 1d10.
Fuse with the wall.
Owie, the wall is
Yeah, I
dense.
take 1d10 force damage if I end my turn in a wall, but.
Because we see it
And then I'm going to continue following them, hopefully still stealth. I feel like.
I would say make another stealth check, as no one is around to see it. But for the first time, Naomi presses up against the wall. What is it? It's not a crucible. What is the thing called?
Thurible.
The thurible on your side whispers at you, and like Danny Phantom, the same smoke that swirls around in the thurible
So,
exits out of Naomi's mouth, and you phase through the wall.
It's base 10 plus your modifier.
no, I know. It's just I
Oh,
can't. I can't roll lower than a 10 on
Yeah.
something I'm proficient at. So
But
I
they
got
were
a
both
6 and a
low,
3,
so they're both
10s. And then I get. So that's a 20. Hold on. That's a 23.
23. You phase through the wall, end up on the other side of the steps. You look back, and the guards are still facing forward, and silently you move up the tower stairs.
And I'm gonna remain in the spectral form for now, as long as that doesn't give me away.
No, if anything, it probably makes you
Because I
stealthier.
hover, I'm not even touching the ground.
Jeez.
Oh my
Oh my god.
Spooky.
All right. So you begin to move up the tower.
Oh, I have a flying speed of 10 feet though, so maybe I don't want to do that.
Here's we.
So, well, with your stealth check, I would say if you don't use your flying speed, you can still move up quietly. But you try to track down Lucius and Arandon again. Back up to the tower.
Does anyone want to stay here with the Count? I feel like if we're going to regroup, I'm not entirely sure what to do.
I feel like two high-value targets should not be in the same place at the same time.
If it's any consolation, I was not planning on staying here. I have much safer places than the place that was not safe. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Want to go home?
Where would you suggest?
Talendren is where I was staying. Talendren is usually safe.
What was going to be the situation with the ballots? How were those going to be accounted for?
Oh, well, they will stay overnight. The guards are cycling in and out to watch it, and then in the morning we come and pull it open, count it all out, announce whether yay or nay, and that's it.
I can prevent undead from getting there if we can find ruby dust, and I have 10 minutes next to the ballot box. If we want to worry about the gods or undead being here.
No one has a ruby, man.
That's the problem, I know. Why can't I find the dust?
What would undead
probably
want
find
with
some
the,
other
the
dust.
ballot box?
Yeah.
Probably
Look at
to
Kshari.
rig elections and things along those lines.
There's not a single ruby in the castle. We could just.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's rubies, but
I need
then you have to
1,000 gold
dust
pieces
it.
worth.
It's a bit of
Pulverize it.
it's a bit of a process. I mean, I'm sure we could do it. It's just time, it's just effort, and it's just finding them.
Kshari, could you assure the Count's safety while the rest of us regroup and figure out the next step?
Yes.
Then that's the plan. The rest of us need to make our way back to the ballroom.
I forgot about that.
What do you say?
I bet she could.
I totally forgot they were doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll feel much better with Kshari.
she goes and she picks him up. She's, come on.
Yeah, it's good he missed her having a full breakdown. That might shake his confidence
Alright.
a little.
So you guys head back down.
Claire, begrudgingly. She does not want to come with you, but you don't want her to stay. So she's coming, but she's very not happy about it. And she's not even like, normally she's very good at pretending, you know, with the whole like, oh, everything's fine. No, just very, very upset. Right up until we're about to walk up to where people are, and then it's as if nothing happened.
Above table question, are they covered in blood?
Prestidigitation.
That might be a problem.
Perfect.
Just saying, that might cause a little bit of a
I was
panic.
like, I don't know,
there
'cause
would
I
have
was
been some blood,
disguised
but yeah, Kirk takes care of that.
Yeah.
Bored.
Okay, so
Wizard. That's real.
you guys, Kaishari does the same thing, and Preston follows suit, a little more uneasy, but Kaishari's grace carries him, and where you get to people, you all split off. Kaishari and the Count make their way back towards Talendren, and you guys regroup. Everyone but Naomi. We're gonna take a quick break right there.
Woo!
What's going on with this bitch?
Cool.
So, as the group
Just so
rekindles,
you know, I tell I info dump from my sister sometimes. Something's happening in this game, and she's very jealous. So,
Sick.
excellent. Aska, you and Azura see Kirk, Tulad, and Blair walk in through the front entrance, and then Delilah.
and is okay.
I was like,
That's what I was gonna
she
say.
kind of just like imagine appears at your side. You don't see her walk up, but she's there.
I'm just there.
Yeah, that tracks.
You okay?
You okay?
Yeah, I think
Wrong
you're
pipe.
there. I go up and I'm like, oh, hello.
Hi.
Anything interesting?
A lot, really. We should probably. Oh, they're all here. Okay. Hi.
Hi. I look at Kirk to try to gauge, like, did you tell them, or do I have to break the news?
I told
I
some
will
of us.
approach you and just like I'll walk up next to you and I'll like squeeze your hand and then that's it. I won't say anything.
She kind of nods. Like, doesn't look like someone whose dad just died in front of her, you know? But.
It's been a rough month.
Really selling the emotional look right now.
Look, I'm just
you're
saying,
a
with like a
dick.
12 in perception or persuasion, I should be able to convince you that I'm fine.
But no, Azura is going to be like tearful as well, and she's going to give you a big, strong embrace.
Was I here for that announcement of her father dying, or was I already gone?
Do we know that her dad's dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay. Okay. And
That's why you were watching the mom.
okay. I think at some point I let everyone have their space with you, and then I come in and go, I have a lot of information I need to tell you, and I think we don't need to be here because I don't know how you're going to handle said information.
I mean, my father is dead. How much worse can it be?
Maybe a lot worse, because I have a feeling that you don't really like your mom right now, and this is a lot of information involving her.
Did they tell you about the poisoning? No, because we went straight back.
and you do not know about the conversation.
That's why I'm assuming
either.
it's about the poison, and she's assuming it's about the other
The
thing.
poison for Cusco.
My father.
Cusco's
Didn't
poison.
know that.
No Cusco.
Yes, when we got to the room, faking it, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, no serious conversation here, just girl talk.
Yeah, I'll say with your high perception, as you're faking it, your eyes do glance up, and God dang it, is Chris going again?
Oh, he's frozen and he's staring.
It's a really great freeze for him. It's like
No, he heard everything.
No, he's trying to remember where we were.
Caleb was saying
Oh,
with
yeah.
my passive, I look around.
Yeah, you look around and you see a few members of the Branded Brigade just kind of staring off at your group, and one of them, an elvish girl, you make eye contact with just for a moment, and they look really familiar. One of the Branded Brigade is Maya Galendel. the youngest Galendel's sister.
Everything okay?
I kind of back off from our little mini chat. My Galendel is in the Branded Brigade.
Okay.
One of the youngest Galendels. That's interesting. Why would
Context would be great here.
I don't understand the last name, but do you know her personally?
no?
Nope.
No, but it's just interesting that one of the families would be involved. I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble putting things together tonight.
Understandable. Take your time.
I felt like it was important. I'm gonna finish our conversation and then I'll come back so you all can discuss if you think it's important.
We're gonna go
Yes.
get some milk.
So
Don't leave.
So, I'm talking about the poison. When we got there, he was unconscious, and we determined he was poisoned. By my mother, we found out. We escorted him back to the tower, and Vern attacked.
Oh, good. He's back.
He dug into him. He took his head off. It was.
Oh!
So, what else is there to know besides the fact that my mother poisoned my father and then had a duplicate?
I think she
Appear.
was having an affair.
Oh.
That's one way to put it.
Is that all?
Why would you think that?
Would I know what that person looked like? Who wrote their letter?
Oh yeah. He well, it was revealed to you. He's a drow.
Okay. So I'm also saying this in mimicking, because I have somewhat good charisma. Mimicking of we're not having a serious conversation. I'm having like a just normal conversation with her, just so we don't raise suspicion.
Balls, boys, fun
Yeah.
stuff.
And boys golf.
Boo.
So when we followed your mom, she met up with the guy who wrote the letter for Asura's kidnapping, and so is her father. She kissed him. And there's a catacombs out in your courtyard that
Did I
leads.
know about the catacomb?
Well, you knew about the catacombs, not that there's an entrance in your
There's an entrance
courtyard.
in your courtyard, and then when all that stuff was happening, and we were hawkenizing your mom, surprising to know that your dad popped up, and he wasn't your dad,
Yes, I heard about the imposter situation.
and
Among us.
shut up, shut up, and I don't know who it is, but it's not good.
The Among Us?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I got it.
Thank you.
I got it. I
And
was
then, because I followed them out, I followed them out of the courtyard. He had a different demeanor than what I've seen your father with.
Yes.
And
My father was definitely not involved.
And then both of them went into the catacombs entrance in your courtyard and left for the evening.
What
Can I
catacomb?
butt in as she mentions?
Yeah,
this?
we're talking quietly, so like you guys can definitely hear. I don't think anyone beyond you can hear.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I will say, you didn't check back in, but after we noticed that, I used the last bit of my divine sense, and that was most likely my half brother. Just so you know.
Oh, okay.
Even better.
My mother is
I don't think
No,
she.
no, no.
an affair with
Oh,
your
sorry, no, I'm
stepbrother.
sorry, different. No.
What are you doing?
What? Different. Sorry, this is different. I think so. Aska at this point is only half listening because she saw Blair get distracted by the Maya. Is it Maya Galendel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And has since been like half, 1 year on the conversation, and otherwise just like dead-eyeing Maya if she's still staring and trying to figure out what that vibe is.
Yeah, not so much like
Otherwise-
staring, but like if as you kind of like glance over, like she's not looking. You glance over again, you guys both catch each other's eyes and then dart back. You glance up
I
again.
don't-
She's
I
not
don't-
looking.
I'm not glancing. I'm not glancing. I am staring.
Oh, okay. Well, then she
I
catches your
watch
eyes
them.
every once in a
No
while.
bones about it.
Very almost inquisitively, but it's more so like, what are they doing over there? Type of look.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Is it-
She's not having an affair with Asta's half brother. I think she's having an affair with the guy who had the hit out on Azur's family.
Oh.
The one that we tried to sneak into the castle with and basically told him, no, that was someone different, right? When she became a cat.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy. Yeah, so the guy that we were saying in the castle where your hubby's at? Yeah, him. So, yeah.
Oh, there was also that. You also heard with that conversation, that individual. Garnet Falco. the
Oh, yeah.
drow. He said, talking about a person named Othgar, and as well as if Lyra steps out of line, then they'll just take care of the boy and end that whole problem.
That gets explained to you as well.
So her face kind of shifted a little originally when Brandis had mentioned of oh yeah, you remember, and it was like, right, that's another problem, and then you say that and it just all of her composure, this is straining to cover the absolute face fall of
Guidance.
And that's why I think maybe we should have left. Have this conversation.
Guidance.
So,
that too.
Gives you advantage on stuff.
I feel slightly more confident in my absolute crushing dismay.
So, that being
You can roll a
said,
d4 and add it to your ability checks, but it makes you feel good. Moon guide you.
I understand you're probably feeling a lot.
She's it's not laughing to cover up anything. It's slight
insane.
mental dam breakage of you just told a really funny joke to everyone else in this room. You're seeing crazy eyes.
And I know exactly where you've been. So, maybe we should talk.
If anyone's holding a drink, she takes it from them.
Just,
My milk.
Yeah, just,
She's very disappointed and hands you back your milk.
Yay.
I think out a flat.
there you go.
She'll take that instead.
As you guys are having this conversation, Naomi, you make your way up the stairs, and before you crest to the top of them, you already hear voices, hushed voices, but a few raised ones. You hear Lucius and Brandon, both kind of reiterating the things that you heard on the way up here. But you hear a few more voices. You hear one, a woman, go, all right, well, things are developing. Get this thing working. I need to talk to him. You hear some rustling. You kind of poke your head up. Still stealth. You just look into the room and you see Lucius Orandon. You see a tabaxi woman. Just jet black like panther. And you see
Not
another woman, a red tiefling, dressed in leathers, with just the smallest horns coming out of her forehead, kind of obscured by bangs a bit. She looks just thoroughly dissatisfied with everything. And then on the far wall where they're all standing, you see a mirror, a big mirror. Orandon walks up to the mirror and messes with something that you can't see, and fog begins to cloud up the mirror. And it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning like it's searching for something. And then eventually it begins to part, and you see very close up, like someone with a front-facing cam, like really close to them.
Like the fish islands, like the train guys.
It's yeah, like that. Exactly.
Moving on.
Old man Chris with his try.
and you hear, oh, what? How does this damn thing? Hello, and you see this very, very old-looking gold dragonborn with a Australian-style cowboy hat and a feather in it.
Someone's
And you
dad
see
is
him.
still alive.
Yes, I'm here. What is it?
Is it all there?
The Tabaxi steps forward and goes, Axiom, things are growing dire. We believe that Ori has been compromised, and we don't know who exactly in the 5 families still holds power in this city. We do not believe in Erelith. We do not believe in the Elians. The Agravars and the Tarsus stay to themselves. What should we do? Axiom just kind of, I've been preoccupied, I'm sorry. I must apologize.
Zorda's in the back, just like toking it up.
There's no depth.
It's all snout.
It's all, yeah, just all dragon snout.
The background is
We're
his hat.
fogged up because they're hotboxing where the fuck they are.
Come on, do a line of this, please.
I
No, like
can't
every time he
handle it all
breathes, it
myself,
fogs the
man.
picture.
I will say you do hear a few voices in the background, but they are very muffled.
You wouldn't
Axiom
recognize
goes,
Ardosh if you tried.
I wasn't planning on it, but maybe I should make my way back to the city. Do you think it would be safe? And the Tabaxi looks at the tiefling, and the tiefling just, we're probably all gonna die anyways. And Lucius steps forward and goes, Axiom, I know you have a complicated history with this town, but please, we do not want to have many choices left. Axiom nods. I'll pack my bags. And the mirror fades out. They all take a deep breath, and Lucius looks at Orandon. Orandon goes, I have business to attend to. My actual business, I must go. And I don't know that you know, but Diana, the Crimson Fox, stands up and she goes, I frankly would rather be anywhere else but here. And they both begin to walk towards you.
How much time has passed?
Maybe 5 minutes.
Okay, as soon as I hear people start saying that they're leaving, I'm gonna go ahead and descend and ghost walk back through the wall and then sneak away back to the party.
Okay. Say you sneak away easy enough. A few more minutes pass before you get back to the party. The group is fully together. You see Naomi walk back through.
Where's
one
probably
of the
they're
side
laughing
doors.
or drinking.
Or perhaps both.
People ask, I couldn't find the bathroom.
Find anything?
Yeah. I don't think I should talk about it here, though.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Fair enough.
good.
Down. Do you want me to eat more?
It's probably not a wise decision.
Zera's gonna shake a gnome leaf, a joint. This will help calm your nerves.
I feel that would be better in the room, not quite the image that I would like to.
Wasn't until they flash that on the
Darling,
ball.
you're a princess. You can do whatever you want.
Not quite. You. Just drinks. Just doesn't feel like diminishing her status and dealing with the death of a father today.
Essentially, your whole family just combusted in front of you.
I have a brain.
And then Zera's like, and you're like a
relatable.
princess right now. political
noble
pawn would be the most accurate description.
Well, she called herself like royalty or nobility, and
I'm a noble.
And Azura was like, "That's cute."
Yeah.
Like 3 days ago, and now she's on the same
What is
page.
your guys' next plan of action? What's next?
You relayed the catacomb idea. That would be a good place to. That would be something to investigate. We have to prepare for that.
I don't think we should
I
investigate
have
shit
been
tonight.
advised that retaliation upon my mother as I see fit would not be a good idea. And if we were to explore the catacombs where I am to understand she is currently, I cannot keep my promise to, because
No witnesses in the catacombs.
No, there's one.
Keshari.
No, that was in character. No witnesses in the catacombs.
I got really off.
Right.
Vampire.
Right,
That's another
but
problem
there
we
was
have to
another
figure out.
person with her, and I don't know if we'd be capable. Why don't we talk things out before we leave, though? I think we all have something very important we have to do.
What do you mean?
And I just point to the ballot box.
Oh, don't remind me.
What was the vote even for at this point?
It was for the
Choice
choice.
for whether
Okay.
whether to unite all the independent counties into a kingdom of the noble South.
Which Azura said no to.
So,
she put in.
I think I
As
voted
someone
yes.
involved in politics,
Okay,
I
you
would
think that you
definitely,
I wrote it down.
I would definitely understand the ramifications of these options. But would you like to go over them? Because I
So-
clearly know
So
them.
essentially, from your standpoint, the baronies, there's many baronies in
voting.
Nefasto. It's not just the 5 families; they're just the most prominent ones because of the metropolis and the richest ones. But there are like a couple dozen baronies scattered across Nefasto. Through business, the Count has essentially become in charge of those baronies. Now, outside of Nefasto, there are other governmental structures, other city-states, and they're loose connections. No centralized force really at all. So the Count proposed, since the Kazurith are becoming a problem and have already sent dragons south, there's no way that a collection of scattered and not connected entities could stand a chance. Even the Confederation in the north, all those powerful city-states had to band together to fight the Empire and are still, like, it's up in the air how they're even doing since it's so far north. So the south is kind of coming to a similar point.
Okay.
And the Count wants to use his funds to centralize all of these city-states, essentially.
So we're trying to turn into the United Baronies of the South.
More than just the baronies, but yeah.
Okay.
Essentially just, trying to get everything under one banner, and spread the wealth throughout them.
So now that all that has happened, you understand my.
You understand where me and him were coming from, right?
My previous
We-
trepidation in agreeing to the position to help the Count.
Of course, yes.
Essentially, it was a whole thing.
We would be an elitist group somewhat that are trying to
Oh, yeah, no, I was
carry out
okay,
very,
we
very
were the
specific
only two
tasks.
that were like,
Oh yeah.
I mean,
We are to be used.
We-
We are weapons.
gestures at me and Azura. We're already sort of an elite group who's carrying out specific tasks.
You keep on saying the word elite.
I'm like,
Good point.
I wouldn't use that word.
your family, as I understand, is in charge of a religious group. You're in charge of a town.
Was.
Was.
You could come back and they'd respect your decisions. You're.
I'm also kind of running underneath the socialist aspect, which would be very, very frowned upon.
We were a
Sure.
theocracy and there was kind of other things that were going on.
I don't actually know what your
Sirius is
situation
independent.
is.
Looks at Naomi confused.
Ask as a business
Well, I don't know
owner,
what
and
that
I
is.
have no idea what's going on with her. Gestures at you.
I understand your concern, yes. We would be subject to the will.
I just think
It's a little late.
it's a bit
It's a little
foolish to claim that we
Talking
are
about past
of the
tense.
people when we are clearly in much better positions than most of the people.
You're saying we have an image problem?
I just think it's a bit foolish to not consider ourselves somewhat elite. Gestures.
Do we need a PR person?
Well, stars.
My father's murder gets out, maybe.
do you mean past tense?
Vibing.
Oh, man.
Past tense.
I must have missed that. What do you mean by past tense? I kind of skipped something. else,
The
probably.
entire discussion where we had like a table talk of like
Right.
should we join the thing, and me and Delilah were like, this is a bad fucking idea, and we did it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I think, like, being the Count's attack dogs, I'm kind of fine with, because...
We're more than attack dogs. We're like under him. We're like we're the next.
I know.
We are the hand
But
that destroys.
that part, if we're talking, like, above table nickel-wise, like, that kind of makes sense, because that's kind of what we're already doing. It's just official, to be honest, because currently he keeps leaning on us for, like, so what's happening, so what's going on, so what are we doing? Like, he's not instructing anything. We are currently running ourselves anyways, it's just with more perks.
For now.
However, the governing thing of, like, uniting all of the rest of that is where I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that.
What happens to us when we okay? Should it all be united? What happens to us?
We have to follow.
Specifics,
If we are to be assigned.
sorry?
Should they unite into a kingdom and that and the Count becomes a king? If we're under his banner, if we have to operate and be public figures under that, we're beholden to the kingdom of Nefasto or the baronies or the county, right?
I will say, out of all the politicians we've met so far, he's the least corrupt.
He's also the least capable.
But he's also got
That's
kin that will
debatable.
come after.
So, again,
We will be inherited if he is to fall.
back to Blair talking.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Us
Or breaks
as a group
glass.
working under him, I don't have an issue with. The uniting of everything else is where I'm not sure if I agree. You know, I agree with part A, not necessarily part B. I can make assumptions for how some of you feel. I'm sure that you're not very fond of the idea.
It doesn't affect me and my people, except for the unionizing could possibly. We might be strong-armed into joining after a decade or two. So that's.
That's what I would assume.
I imagine it would start off as an agreed alliance, but it would, and if the Kazurith Empire views this uniting under a new kingdom as an aggressive action, then it could lead to war.
Very clearly, yes.
Yes.
As you guys are having this conversation, you do see the Branded Brigade walk near you guys as a herd. They all walk up to the ballot box.
Dance battle. They get votes. Individually, they get votes.
We get votes.
We
I
can
know.
But we're elite.
Word again.
Spatial.
They walk up and they do not cast votes. They seem to be talking to the guards that are next to the ballot box.
Tulad's going to move up and start
Can I read
putting his
lips?
ballot down.
Ooh,
Um,
you can do that.
Lips is a loose term because the front man has a beak.
Close
Less
But you guys are
articulation.
within eavesdropping distance for
Cool.
sure. And as you come up and cast your ballot, what are you voting?
No.
All right. As you come up and place your ballot, you hear this eagle person talking to the guards and go, "How much longer do you have on your shift? Good says." And they're like, well, we're here for the next 3 hours or so, and then we have another group coming in after us. Why do you ask? Well, we were informed to give you a bit more assistance. Not from me, good heavens, no. I'm quite tired at this time of night. But my associate here, and he motions behind him, and the group kind of parts a bit, and this metallic, full plate armor, black and green individual walks up, and you just hear clicking and whirring of mechanical components. And just walks up and stares blankly at them.
Harry.
He goes, "This is my associate, D.A. And he does not need to rest or swap out. So he will be stationed alongside you. Just not interfering. Just, we want to make sure that everything is above board. This comes from our direct command. You understand how these things work. He goes, oh, well,
That's sus.
orders are orders.
Because that's
Absolutely.
his dad. He always goes over them.
Are these Oglyre guards or are these
These are
noble
commission
commissions?
guards. And as Tulad comes in, gives his vote, the eagle person looks at him.
Excuse me.
Ah, doing your civic duty. Congratulations on the promotion.
If you could call it that, sure.
What else? What did you call it?
Something. Probably not that. I'd really call it an offer. Thank you. But who are you then?
Oh, hi. I am Sir Reginald Mulcaden III. At your service, sir. And we are the Branded Brigade. As such, and rolls up his sleeve just a bit, and you see a mark on their arm. It just looks like stylized geometry. A square with a circle around it, and then an octagon piercing through all of it, connecting it. And they pull it down, and he goes, "These are my other associates. I reckon we operate more or less similar to you.
Adjacent, yes.
Colleagues, maybe."
If we are to be so inclined.
I'm sorry, I did not catch your name.
Tulad
Yes,
Gloom.
and then leaves.
Tulad Gloom. Pleasure. Perhaps we will get to work together.
I believe that will be inevitable.
Yes. And as you're kind of sizing up to go back over who is in this group, you do see the eagle person, Sir Reginald. You see this automaton in full plate metal.
So there's DA, they are, yes?
Yes, that is the short term for them. His real name is a bit more harsh in such politically esteemed environments, but he is known as Designation Assassin. Yes. This is my other associate, and he points to the elven girl that Blair pointed out as Maya Galendel. Miss Maya of the Galendels. And she just looks at you. Charmed. And you see she's just wearing a dark green, almost like a duster, but the sleeves are cut off at the elbows, and she has wrappings, white wrappings, on her forearms, all the way, and you think that you can see some writing on both sides.
Those hurt.
Not anymore. Yes, and this large fellow, and he points up to the 8-foot-tall Minotaur that's just kind of hovering there, with just a vest on. We call this one Ransom. It's a long story. It's a very long story. But we got him as a little calf, and now look how big he's gotten. Anyways, and he motions down to a halfling that you didn't even notice was there, just kind of at Maya's side.
Little one.
This is Seraphine. She doesn't talk much, and she just looks at you and slides back behind Maya's leg.
Shy.
This grumpy old dullard, and you see this very old-looking, dark gray-skinned gnome. He's dark gray skin and white hair. He has just a scimitar, I guess, kind of curved sword at his side. This is Uzbek. He does talk a lot, but I wouldn't talk to him. He's a bit grumpy at his old age. This young fellow, and he points to a gold dragonborn that's hanging there. This is our good friend Vo. He is the most recent to our group.
They're super rare. You're never gonna run into any of them. We've met like 7.
Like 3.
We've seen 5.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Axiom, we've heard of his son. We've had Ardosh. We had the blacksmith lady. We've
Sora.
had this guy.
Hey, you're forgetting one.
He's not
No,
gold.
He's not gold.
Oh.
He's
I
black.
thought you were just talking about dragonlords in general.
No, he-
Oh, yep. Yep, that's all of them.
Complicated.
Yes, and this is Vo, yes. What is Vo short for again? And he goes, nothing. He just kind of turns and walks away from the group and goes,
Found the rogue.
Perhaps
he's still
Voters-
adjusting.
Perhaps Voters shot for his temper. Yeah.
He does have one, that's for damn sure. A real animal, that one.
Interesting.
And you all are?
I thought he just walked by himself.
He did, and then he like asks about the group that's not with you.
If you'd like to let us go talk, I guess. I believe it's time.
Shit.
I'm gonna be
What?
Oh, yes, of course. And he follows you.
All of them or just the one?
It mostly just Reginald. The group kind of looks at each other, and they hang back. DA walks behind the ballot box, takes 5 steps backwards, and then like his legs shrink up into his torso,
Ugh.
and he just sits there and stares at the ballot box.
very good.
We were like, can't look away from it, but not in like an interesting way, in like a...
Like a train wreck kind of way.
We've established, like, with the wood elf thing, she's not
I've
super
never seen that
naturey,
shit
but it's just
before.
like,
No,
that's
not
unnatural,
ever.
and
Actually,
I
you
hate
have been to the
it.
Clockwork Code,
Kind
so
of
you've seen some-
energy,
you've seen some
you know? Like, we've
technology,
seen
but nothing
some,
on the-
like, the
on
clockwork stuff, but it's been like, okay, that's cute, that's quirky, that's interesting,
Oh, this
you know,
is a
with, like,
dude.
Aska stuff. This is, like, I
Yeah.
hate that.
If he
Featherless,
didn't-
biped, this is a man.
If he didn't like
equate to
the
someone
way
too?
he moves and the sounds that come out of it,
That's
he
what I'm
could be
thinking of,
mistaken
is
for
like-
just a full plate male
Big beefy
individual.
boys.
But yeah, Tulad and Reginald walk back up to the group and go, yes, so your friend was just getting introductions, and I thought maybe about time that it comes the other way. So I am Sir Reginald Morcaden III at your service. I'm pleased just to gain your acquaintance, although I'm not sure we need one in your case.
I was
Your
going to
entrance
say.
was very dignified.
Well, thank you. I thought coming, a homecoming of sorts, you know. Best to set the mood.
Indeed. Well, I say you stunned and slayed, my lady. It was quite a spectacle.
Why, thank you. She's like really putting on the charm, but the rest of the group knows that she's like hating this interaction.
Slay.
Yes, I suppose for the rest of the group, would you like to introduce yourselves? And she kind of gestures for you in a way of like, one up this bitch.
I mean, she's just gonna light a gnome leaf and right there and be like,
In the oven.
Azura.
Are you serious?
Bold.
I
Very bold.
Much like our
You gonna
eyeliner.
arrest me?
wanted you to lay on the princess thing and put him in his place, not be a bitch.
I'm
Azura,
afraid
not
that
Ardosh.
I'm afraid that is not my job.
You watch Lyra's eye twitch, looking at you.
Tulad rolls
Already
his
on the
eyes,
verge
lava
of
gets a
total
little bit more
collapse. Can we
wiggly.
not push it?
They push it
I'd
every
already
fucking
met.
day.
You'd be like that.
I believe the only information I've heard is Red Hand. That's not quite a name. It's a hell of a title, though.
Well, no. I mean, you can call me Red if you like, but I am Asker. Sing given.
I don't know. I prefer Red.
How did he get a nickname before we did?
And you, little one.
I think at some point of knowing the conversation they were coming in, because they were wearing Noble Commission robes, right?
More like theme, not like anything apparent, but like there's some greens, but like more muted.
At some point in their interaction and me clocking that they were coming over this way, I'm going to slightly slip the Noble Commission ring on one of my fingers.
Okay.
Delilah Thornheart.
Ah, well, I see you already have your employment ring.
This is actually from somewhere else, from home.
Oh. Interesting.
Well, not from home, actually. From one of the towns I stopped in. Picked up some work.
Mysterious. I don't know what to make of that.
Yes, and as for the rest of our members here, and I just totally swerve you.
Do it.
I gesture to either one of you to dig me out of this hole.
I don't look at me.
Either one of our very antisocial members can step up
we
here.
also have some shy ones in our group, too.
I saw her stick out her hand, so I guess I'm gonna shake his hand too, and I'm just gonna say my name, but I'm kind of confused as to why we're even talking to this person.
He's got a lot of feathers.
Naomi?
A lot of feathers on that hand.
Yeah.
It's weird to, like, have a hand with just, like, feathers.
Not
Yeah,
as soft
that's-
as Bixby.
That's something.
No, not
No,
as
yeah,
soft.
my immediate reaction is like, not as soft.
Bixby.
Displeased.
Kirk of the Danglars from Sirius.
Ah,
I forgot like my entire outfit is feathers.
Ceasus.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Last time I checked.
For what reason do you have to question that? Don't mind.
No, I don't claim to be a scholar or anything, but I heard it was a myth. Did not think it existed.
It's very real.
What?
Oh. Well, I suppose that is true. People say the same thing when they encounter my friend Vo.
As soon as I kind of clock, and I'm dead staring.
Well, I mean, some said me dead. Clearly, stories.
You meet
can-
your eyes. You kind of like from across the room. What did you say?
Well, some said me dead. Clearly, stories can be exaggerated.
Indeed. Who knows what they can trust nowadays?
Yeah, who knows?
Well, this has been lovely. I'm sure that we'll meet up again in the future and have more work together. But if you'll excuse us, we actually have important business to discuss.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
As
Yes, of course.
As do you.
I didn't like that tone.
And walks away very slowly.
I like that tone.
Is he meeting my gaze?
Yeah,
the hell was that?
he like.
I was trying to bail myself out.
Why did you bring him over here?
You mean so I'm standing at your hip?
I mean,
I look directly at you to catch your eye.
Asuka is sitting on the floor.
How tall was that guy?
I'm standing at your
We're
shoulder,
dated?
also looking at
6'2" or so.
Okay.
I'm 6'2", not
Because
including the
no.
8-inch horns, and I'm in heels.
Oh my god. Tall lady.
And I'm
Big lady.
Big
assuming
lady.
I'm doing a lot of assumptions. I'm gonna mouth. How are you here?
It's gonna be hard to understand. It's a lot.
And he literally just gives
I
you
have no
a
idea what you
puzzled look. You just like mouth it in
It doesn't
common.
look like
How are
it.
you
Yeah.
here?
How are you
Nope,
here?
It doesn't look like it, is what I'm saying.
And he just like looks back at you and goes, I walk?
I live here.
No, that's me.
No, like how far away is he now?
Like
I'm from Detroit.
maybe 20, 30 feet away. Like not far. Like essentially you guys had your group and then the other group was over here and Tulad walked up and then Reginald came back and you guys are just kind of separated.
Axiom never took the time to teach me any of his language, did he?
Well, he definitely taught you Draconic.
Right, but never the sign language.
I feel like he probably would have.
A little bit.
Like,
At least
like
a little.
I feel like
lea-
it came up.
at least like conversation.
DSL, Dragon Sign
Like
language.
not
I
you're not
remember
fluent,
this being a
but
thing.
you could pass. Like he's definitely probably taught you some, just as like a way to communicate between the two of you.
Can I sign hi?
And he just slow blinks.
I'm gonna
And
lean
just
down
kinda
and
like-
whisper in Delilah's ear, which probably surprised, I don't know, might catch her off guard. But I'm gonna say, I'm not sure what you're doing. I don't think this is a confrontation we need to have here.
It's not a confrontation, it's I'm trying to figure out if he knows something.
I kind of
And you look back up, and he is
You-
like walking
Yeah.
on the other side
And
of the room.
I'm gonna
I'm going
message.
to respond. You do remember that the name that Ardosh revealed to the group was Vopias. Love the survivor. Yeah, and I'm whispering that into your ear as he leaves.
Sorry.
And I just turn and make
I was
the
not here.
biggest eyes at you, and I go, "We need to leave now."
I put my hand on your shoulder. What is going on?
I'll tell you in the room. We need to go now.
First, I'm not allowed to stay in the room. Now we're going back to the room.
Well, we weren't in. I don't think we were in our room, were we? Did all that happen?
That
in
was
our
the tower,
room?
yeah.
That's the blood room.
Oh shit!
The blood room is.
I wanted
is
to
room,
say-
Did they
yeah.
clean that up yet?
Dan,
so.
what time of night is it? How does the rest of the party look?
It is. What do you mean? How the party?
Are people, people
Oh, how the
wandering
party?
out? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gotta be, like,
I thought you meant the
dwindling,
group.
like,
I was like,
the
only some
ball.
of you, but
The ball.
The ball is dying down a lot. There's maybe like 15 people in this room.
ball
It is
is stopping
11,
and rolling.
like 11ish at night. It is
Okay.
late.
I think it would be if you want us to leave. I think it would be pertinent to have somebody watch the strong box as well.
Did you give us the names of the rest of the group members / the automaton?
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Finding out that its name involves assassin, Blair's even more disturbed by the whole thing.
I don't like the idea that they're an assassin. It's really supposed to be guarded.
Can I
because it feels
send
it's kind of the
an
opposite.
unseen servant, my unseen servant specifically, for my vote? Because I'm not getting anywhere near that thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. So
I'm gonna play it off like I'm so busy having such a good time that I don't want to stop having my conversation.
yeah,
But I do not
the
want to be
unseen
near that
servant
thing.
like just drifts over, and it's essentially invisible. Like it only if you're like really paying attention, you can see the kind of glimmer in the air as it moves.
It's like when it's hot in summer and the roads do that thing.
Yeah, and as soon as it, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it looks like.
It's a mirage.
And as soon as it like comes within the ballot box, you see designation assassin's eyes lift up, and like it grows a bit, and watches it as it makes a vote, and the paper goes in the box, and it starts to move away, and he shrinks back down.
I don't like
What did
that.
you vote?
We should.
I'm gonna vote no.
I was like, we should have like an actual vote where we put in little things.
Oh well.
So all of us get a vote.
Yes.
Keep
Yes.
track of it.
I feel like it's important to vote before we leave, but I'm not
Yes.
getting anywhere near that thing after I find out its name involves
Yeah.
assassin after tonight.
I go vote. And I vote no.
Look, man, I'm taking no fucking chances.
Oh. I vote. And I vote yes.
Okay.
I vote yes.
Okay.
Surprise.
That's surprising.
I think that's everybody's votes. You make your way back to the tower. Is that the
Or
plan?
whatever. I'm just
Or
a
someone-
little
Are we just gonna
panicked.
leave it? Are we just gonna leave the box? Do we think that? I mean, is it out of our hands? Are we
We're
just
gonna
let it-
have to make sure that
Sleeping
no
dogs lie.
important figures touch the actual ballots that have been put in it.
I need to rest.
At the very least.
I suppose if we really wanted someone, we both only need 4 hours. We could sort of
Run it in ships.
change the guards, yeah.
If need be, I can tank it and look.
Do we
Sure
want
she
to
has
do that?
dibs on first nap.
If you all think it's necessary.
I think it's into right now.
Hmm?
The long-term future of the kingdom, sorry, the counties, the region is perhaps not as significant as the intrigue that surrounds us at the moment. That's just my opinion.
Let's retire.
We have a lot to talk about.
We'll make our
Guys,
way back up.
Make your way back up to the tower. As soon as you open the door, you see scrub brushes and mops, almost Fantasia-esque, cleaning the floor as unseen servants have basically finished up cleaning up any trace of Nerasir's demise. The window is still open and broken. The shutters where Kirk flew through have not been repaired by the unseen servants because they can't. But other than that, all traces of what had happened here are gone.
Blair kind of hesitates before walking through, and then like walks through quickly past the spot, and then stops again.
Once we all like actually get in and get settled, I'm gonna try and like convey everything that I saw to the best of my ability. I don't know who Axiom is, so that name was not significant to me, but I am going to pass that on and be like, apparently somebody named Axiom who was very shiny is coming to town.
I light up.
Oh, I wonder if he would bring Ardosh with him.
So my main notes on this is that her uncle and Haradan don't trust her mom. They want to put her in. They want to put Blair in charge. They're in support of the Defiance. I don't know. I'm going to talk about the big mirror thing I saw because I don't know that's in Kishiri's office either. I just big mirror they talked to the Dragon Man on.
Whoa, big mirror.
And I'm going to mention everybody who was in the room.
Okay.
Those are my notes.
And you guys would recognize the description of Diana, the Crimson Fox.
Did I ever know he had a mirror?
That bitch.
Not to your knowledge.
It's something he kept hidden. Fucker!
Do you let everybody else know about the Defiance membership coin
Yeah.
that your father
Well, you
has?
saw me take it and talk about it, and we talked about your dad's thing, so
Just making sure it's
Was
public
it planted
knowledge.
there or was it trying to be grabbed?
it was trying to be grabbed from my understanding,
Yeah,
right?
he described
He
it.
was taking it.
like open hand goes in and
Yeah.
was smited before he could grab it.
I bet why the fake one's pocket lit up is because there was a fake like conjured one in there because he couldn't get it.
Do we think Vern is dealt with?
Yeah, ash normally means dead vampire.
And he lit it on fire with sacred flame, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
That was a real quick switcheroo. If not,
I'm hoping that's the end of it. The only thing I can do is hope. Can't really talk with the dead.
Well, I think there's.
And I can try, actually.
We think the duplicate is stepbrother.
oh yeah, I know.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
I know
but,
my character doesn't.
We would have gone over that when we joined again.
Light up in his pocket. That wasn't the duplicate. That was a random. So
Yeah, and it wasn't necessarily in his pocket. It was like in his jacket. It was like a bigger thing in his, like
Oh.
close to his chest.
yes,
What are you saying,
Probably a
Tulad?
book.
I'm
Too
going
many
to,
missions.
I'm going to use sending. Try to reach Vern. I
You
heard
up?
you made contact today. Where are you? I grow bored.
he's too traumatized. He can't let it go.
You wait for a response. And you'll always wait for a response.
He could not really resist, I think, talking back to me. He never
Seems
has.
Likely.
Well, that's one
Bittersweet for you, I'm
problem
sure.
taken care of, at least. Couple others. Everyone remembers, by chance, that weeks ago, sitting in Axiom's living room, Ardosh revealed that he and one other Dragonborn survived whatever happened there, and he said that other Dragonborn's name was Vopius.
Yes.
And
that rings
we
a bell.
just met a Dragonborn named Vo,
Yes.
who recently joined the Branded Brigade.
And he understood the
And
sign
you
language.
communicated directly with him, putting a bigger target on our back.
I didn't know.
I know you
No.
didn't know. It's just
No.
another frustrating
No.
pile to the things we have to deal with. Gestures where my
No.
father's body was.
We have no reason to think that he has any idea that we know who he is. I think,
He's gonna want to
Delilah,
know
you,
why.
Delilah, you thought he was someone else, didn't you?
Sorry, repeat that, Chris.
I said, did you think he was someone else?
No, all I was seeing is if he was someone that, because again, only thing that Axiom told me, and the whole point I was with him was there was not a lot like him. Seeing Ardosh was weird. Seeing Sora was weird. Sora doesn't understand anything. And he was the first person, besides Ardosh, who understood the sign language.
Points at Azura.
I know. It's because it's Jacob.
Yeah. No, okay, all right. But he didn't seem hostile. He didn't seem as though he had.
He was. No,
Giving any especially
it was just
weird
more of
responses
probably surprise that I knew something above that.
scaliness.
I'm not gonna.
Fair.
Yes. So I'm not sure that we need to
Beyond
worry about that. And I understand
like
that
specific.
we have associations with the Dragonborns, and that's a thing. And if Ardosh ever shows up, we'll have to handle that very carefully. I had a conversation with Lyas Haradan. He approached me.
Blair sits on the floor. Yes.
Yes, it's been a big night. He already knew that we had some association with his son. His son had been in contact with him and told him that we, at least people fitting our descriptions, were chasing him. But he did not, perhaps does not even seem to know that Elias is completely dead. And certainly, I think not that we had any part in it, but I do think we can at least rely on him as an ally for now. He didn't get angry or indicate in any way that he was hostile towards anyone who opposed his son, but he also didn't know that Elias had any kind of success finding the armor of Belshazzar. He thought it was a myth. And when I told him that, he offered to let us, well, he offered me, but I said I wouldn't do it without the rest of you. He offered to let us see whatever it was that set Elias off in the first place on his little ambitious quest.
I mean,
And I said we would take him up on it eventually.
I mean, it would make sense that he wouldn't be very aware. I mean, from the poetry that we found, didn't seem like him and his father were on great terms.
Yeah, I definitely still have his diary in my pockets.
Such a useless book to keep around.
It's entertaining when I'm bored.
True.
Can I see that?
Sure. I'll hand that over. I want it back, though.
Just so it's out there. When we interact with him again, we can do it on some even footing and not be terrified out of our wits that he's trying to play us for information or manipulate us and then eventually kill us. At least for a little while, he knows that we had something to do with the son, and even if the whole truth comes out, I don't think he'll be. I don't think he would blame us. But that's just my opinion.
I think it would be foolish if at least one of us didn't still assume that there were some hard feelings about murdering his son. Me being a person that wasn't involved with that, that even if you're not on good relations, that's still not something that you don't just brush off. I think I think we should tentatively take him up on that offer, but I think it would be very foolish for any of us to just flatly trust him.
His dad to
I agree.
Oh, I didn't say
Yes.
that.
And it was Elias that put the hit out on him, or was his dad, if I remember correctly.
Hit on who?
Axiom, because Axiom was on the run, and that's why he came to my town.
Unclear. You just know that he was essentially being hunted by the Noble Commission. The similar to Lyra, like Iola's put the hit out on Lyra, but once it's out, it's out. So you knew that's why he was in Swineborn, laying low.
Right.
Laying low in a castle.
But I don't think you knew who actually put it out. But you did talk to that professor who told you that he definitely trained his sons.
Right. Because he also trained the 6 people we all killed.
Iola's did.
Iola's did. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Axiom trained Iola's, and it was alluded to that Axiom may have trained some members of the Branded Brigade. But once Iolus was Axiom trained Iolus, and then eventually Lyas took over training Iolus.
Right.
Iolus wanted to recreate what his father had, and then he trained the ones you guys killed. That's why he referred to them as his children. Yeah.
Creepy.
Okay.
In our job offering with the Count, we discussed the Defiance, correct? We discussed that they were an oppositional force to the Count.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
We mentioned a few things.
Considering that your father, more than likely, Lyra, was part of the Defiance and the other
Given
members
his brother
that we
was, yeah.
yeah. I had brought up the point that they may not entirely be a hostile organization.
I think this confirms it.
I think so.
What was the guy
My father
that I
was probably-
found dead?
Well, for a while we thought that was planted.
You
Remember?
don't know. You never looked into it, but he was in nicer clothing. He was a half.
I thought I got, it was half orc and he was in nicer clothing, but I never got his full identity. I just knew he was a half orc and he was in nice clothes, and I still have a scrap of
And
fabric.
you found him in the Lorethian ward. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What's our next step? What does each of us think we should do next? I feel like that's...
Well.
I feel... I'm a swirl. Obviously, if we can tomorrow do something about your father, Lyra, that would be preferable.
Would definitely be the top of my priority list, yes.
I can do that.
Even
Do we need a diamond?
Or
if we
something
can
else.
get him back, which would be excellent, he needs to stay hidden until we deal with who was probably my half brother impersonating him.
What's
Or
safer
And
place
we
than
shouldn't
this
do
town?
that here.
we could have him with us.
What do you mean?
We can't have an imposter running around if the real is out and about. My mother, thinking my father is dead, is going to show up with an imposter.
Or they'll pin that we are puppeting around some imposter.
Because we are new and
Yes, I'm-
unfamiliar.
They
and
could think that's another grab at control.
We hold strange powers.
I'm concerned also. I, from what I have, if it is my half brother, have I ever learned his name? I can't remember, and I don't want to go sifting through my notes.
I feel like we have.
His name has definitely come up, but I don't think it's ever been directly linked to him. I'd say with how smart Aska is, putting the pieces together, when Astaroth was portraying himself as Scabarin, he did motion towards the Jackal Fiend and say the name Erisham.
What? Erisham?
Erisham, yep.
Erisham. Okay, great. I say that. Anyway, if it is Erisham, I'm not sure we chose that name. Anyway, his sanity is questionable, to say the least. I would not be confident to say that if provoked by the presence of your real father in public, that he wouldn't throw the plans, whatever plans he has, to the winds and embrace open conflict. I would rather not engage with that in public. And certainly not when there are other powerful spellcasters on his side around. That would be
Understandable.
potentially overwhelming. We're strong, but he's very strong.
He's a loose cannon.
Catacombs are something to investigate, for sure.
I agree.
We should ensure the Count's safety. Obviously. It's kind of our job now, and especially with whatever the outcome of this vote, it should be a top priority.
I feel like Keshari is more than capable of
One
accomplishing
is none. One person to guard him. I think as long as he's in a safe place, that would be more beneficial. However, if any of us were isolated, well, you know how that goes. Unless you're able to get to us very quickly, to some semblance of group safety in numbers. Gishari on her own is very capable. We know that. But alone against multiple assailants or one strong individual, very capable, anyone could be thwarted.
We could suggest that he stay. Again, I know that trusting Haradan, Lyas Haradan, is risky, but we could advise the Count to stay with him and the Branded Brigade as much as possible. I don't like them very much, but I'm sure that as a group they are very capable.
I feel like we would determine that based on our interaction with Haradan, whatever he has to show us. If he proves that he can be trusted, or at least that he is not an abject adversary, then perhaps the Banished Brigade could be useful. What did we all think of them? Obviously, the bird person was a pomp.
Well,
That's a very good point.
the bird is an annoyance. The dragonborn is likely a
Wild card.
psychopath. I don't know what word we want to use. Other ones were difficult to get a read on from not interacting with them.
Well, one of them is the family from which they're
And then,
holding.
yes, there's that.
Also, they're part of the Noble Commission, and as far as I'm concerned, that's something to be skeptical of.
Mm-hmm.
Just means they're on
Technically,
somebody's
we're
dime.
also kind of part of the...
Well, that because I nicked it off someone.
Well, no, but like technically we kind of are. I think it's funny to be like, they all are horrible when it's like, we're technically
In her
employed by the
eyes-
same company.
In her eyes, it's awful.
It makes me trust them even less.
It's like-
They would employ us. They're awful.
It's like being fuck Amazon, meanwhile your company is owned by Amazon. Like, yes, but that's also us.
Yeah.
I think Damien may be involved in some way as well.
Really?
Well, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, really? Why is that?
So do you remember when you walked into the room and I came flying in?
yes.
He handed the count an Electrum coin.
Yes, no. I remember that.
Yeah, it blew up in my face.
Oh, that's where you came from.
Yes,
Yes,
it's a good thing
I
it was
would
away.
I would say given the number of assassination attempts on lives tonight, that would put the count up there in our priorities. I was wondering why you were so staunch on him being protected, especially.
Interesting. Yeah.
Active assassination attempts definitely up the risk factor.
Uh-huh.
Would you like to take out Damien?
Take out, I'm not sure, but definitely apprehend Damon.
No, I.
Damon.
His dad's name was Damien.
Damien was my
Mr.
father.
Damien was my father.
I would also say if we explore the catacombs, well, this has been on hold for a little while, but it might provide access. I'm sure it provides access to the Galendel's dungeons.
True. I wasn't aware that there was an entry point. It is entirely possible that they aren't either. Or at least the people who are holding him might not be.
That might make more sense knowing that I can't remember his name. Mr. Faltho was at the other castle. It makes sense. Maybe that's a pathway between the two councils.
At the very least, I think it would be more.
Well, then they
more
wouldn't know of
covert
it. They
than
might have it
anything
guarded.
else.
But if they're going back and forth, they might not have it guarded.
No, to ensure its secrecy.
It's like-
Secret passageway. Maybe it's guarded. It's hard to tell.
Like, if
They
you're
may
sneaking
have a
around with my mother, you're probably not wanting people to see that entrance. But also, if you have a secret entrance, you probably want to make sure it's kept well guarded. So it's like 50-50 on, like...
I feel like if it is guarded, it's not by actual guards. There's some kind of countermeasures.
I like that thought.
Magical caltrops, yeah. Not actual, but, you know.
Well, caltrops is actually like a thing.
I would like to apprehend Damon. I would like to apprehend your mother to get more information. Obviously, that may prove difficult. I think we should tackle these things in order of succession, easiest to accomplish in a short amount of time.
If I may, I think my father is the top priority. The Count is definitely a higher priority. I think Damon would be a good priority. I think we need to get Brandis before we go after my mother. Because if we make actions against that situation, I fear
They can use him.
I've already lost one person. I'm not really inclined to have another one taken from me. Because of political garbage.
If we're able to restore your father, keeping him with the Count may be a solution.
I'm afraid that might not be possible. The Count will need to go out and about. You know, he can be with Keshari and other people.
We could...
Somebody could pretend to be him.
Due to...
Body double.
Body triple.
That's true.
I've got semen.
Depending on the outcome of the vote, it may be entirely reasonable for the Count not to be such a public figure.
He's the one that put it forward. He's
That's
gonna
up
be
to
out.
him, frankly.
That's up to him.
This
but
is, yeah.
It depends on how the vote turns
My
out.
father has been killed. If we manage to resurrect him, I think it'll be very easy to convince him to stay somewhere else. The Count, fearful as he may be, is still has duties to attend to. It would be
Yes,
more
and I
suspicious
think-
should he vanish completely.
Not vanish completely.
And I
for the
think
day.
the Count, when he offered us the positions we now hold, understood that we would not be at his side all the time. I think he intended for us to have some agency and undertake.
I don't think he knew how
whatever
much
we're up
danger
to.
he was in.
There's one more day of the ball. The Count has to be there.
Do we?
We are to
Should we?
She at least does.
I feel like it's suspicious if we don't. I just don't like it either. But that's
This
why.
whole time, Asuka has been sitting at the table and is just, as an aside, is tinkering with some wire and like wires and things, and just doing this while the conversation's going. Just on that topic.
I'm definitely a fan of exploring the catacombs. I'm definitely a fan of figuring out the Damon situation. From my understanding, I know you went up to Keshari's tower. It's fairly well guarded with, I don't know what her runes do exactly, but
There's
I
countermeasures and so on.
assumed. We could just leave him up there.
For now.
No one would go to the scene of the crime. They assume he's dead. Why would they come back here and break into a fortress, assuming he's still dead?
How do you think...
Don't they also think he died where she poisoned him?
Well,
Depends on who they
given
use.
that the break-in happened with Vern, and then he tried to take the coin, and he went, oh yeah, Blair would have detailed that specifically, like we were like, oh shit, Vern, and he only had eyes for my father, like with kind of the ruthless thing I was telling you, and then I would have expanded upon, like, no interest in Kirk, no interest in me, completely ignored Keshari after him
Let's work with what we know.
and the coin.
Your mother poisoned your father to make him vulnerable. You encountered him and moved him to what you thought to be a safer position. Vern was waiting for us here. Vern successfully killed your father. We could assume that they would understand that your father is dead, right? As long as we don't... The plan is to keep his resurrection, should it be successful, under wraps. How would our enemies...
How would they know?
How would they know about the resurrection? How would they know... How would they interpret our reactions at the ball? I mean...
We're to assume that everything's normal. I'm to assume that my mother didn't poison my father, that
you
that
going-
is my father.
Are you going to interact with your not dad?
Not if I can help it.
Well...
She also have to deal
Might be
with. She also has to understand. You have to understand the fact that her mother is having an active affair with the people that her husband is being captured with.
Murdered
Boyfriend, but yeah.
by-
Boyfriend.
Murdered by...
Not married. We know married.
Well,
but
he's going to be married.
How's he a ring?
But, well, and just after the whole situation with finding out, I think it's plenty plausible that finding out that my mother had lied about me being deceased it makes sense for me to not interact with her beyond a cordial acknowledgement. You know what I mean?
I think also something with your curse is something that she did for a reason.
Yes, I firmly believe this as well.
So I believe exploring the catacombs might be our first action.
Which
Rescue
has the
Branded
potential to lead to that.
and possibly capture your mother. 2 birds with one stone.
I may be able to find out more about the catacombs with something I can do tonight. So we can see.
Very good.
So, your father. We need to set up that. If we all agree to it, we need to set up that meeting with Haradan.
And we do.
Figure out whatever it is he wants to show us.
Do you think it'd be smart to do that before they announce anything, so we may have to do it tonight?
I think it would be I think it would be smarter to do it before the ball.
Okay.
Because I imagine they're going to make the announcement tomorrow at the ball. The count would make the announcement, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he said that it would be in the morning before all the delegates left. Because tomorrow's like a day of the ball, but it's like, all right, bye.
Everybody will be leaving.
Everyone's basically packing up and leaving. It's the last, like, all right, these are all the people we came
That's a
with.
good point.
And we're leaving.
Last
Maybe
rose.
Yeah, I just.
So it would be at like 10 a.m.
Like second thing in the early morning. Maybe see if Haradan could see us.
You up?
I will say it's around midnight.
Yeah, we're gonna have to like wrap this
So
conversation.
after,
but
Wait,
after
we're gonna
your
do it
long rest,
tonight?
it'd be 8 a.m. and then it was supposed to be announced around 10 a.m. So there's essentially a
we're
2-hour
just saying
window.
that there's limited time.
So I'm gonna be like, because we watched her mom was way too happy putting her ballot in, and that concerns me. So I feel like we need to have somebody at least watch while other people count the ballots, and the count should not be anywhere near the box.
What do we?
That makes a lot of sense.
She might have done something with him.
I mean, if we already had Damon try to blow him up, like,
What do
who
you?
knows who else?
What do we all assume the ballots are going to represent? We all voted, but what do we think is going to happen? What do we assume?
Idea.
I don't know.
Just a guess. Guess.
Fear has gripped a lot of people. I wouldn't say that the Kazurith Empire is
Can
really.
we try and guess the outcome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The pros of joining is that we're more united front. I personally said no because I feel like I cannot trust any of the other families, let alone any who knows outside of the. I can't trust my own parents. I can't trust anyone else. So I'm not a fan of uniting under one flag.
If the vote goes through and the counties are united, then the influence of the families is drastically diminished, which is in line with the goals of the. If I understand correctly, that is in line with the goals of the Second Fight. The whole issue has been, if I remember correctly, with the power and influence that the 5 families have held traditionally. So a single king might be in their favor to some extent, but it seems as though their influence is not what they thought it might be. I would love to have a conversation with Brandon at some point, but I think if it is successful, we may not have to worry as much about the families.
Well, I've never thought much before I met any of you. I wouldn't feel comfortable going into a war when multiple people have proven multiple times that they only are in it for themselves and are willing to capture, murder, lie, and thieve consistently to get their own individual way, and then be like, oh, we're all one family here, we're all one group now, we all have one king. They're just going to murder their way up, and then you usurp the singular throne.
That sounds like a government, yes.
Having multiple smaller governments at least mitigates the you're gonna stay at least as big as I am. Having one goal puts all the eyes on one throne, in my opinion. I don't want to talk politics. My father was murdered in this room. Stares at spot that's still bloody.
It is being struck.
Well, I think it's not bloody now.
Unseen servant desperately scrubbing floor.
I'm not brave enough for politics.
Scrubs fast.
So should we send a message to Haradan telling him that we want to meet before the ball or before the announcement tomorrow?
8 or 9.
I agree.
Sure. I think you're the only sender.
That's I am.
I agree.
I send it.
Right. What do you say? Just Meet before the announcement.
You up?
You up, meet at 8, question mark.
It's a booty call now.
It is indeed. This is Tulad. You
He's so
have
friendly.
spoken with Aska about something. We are to meet in the morning, if that works, before the announcement.
And you get a response. Goes, good.
I don't like that.
Excellent. Meet
Mr. Burns.
Meet me outside the front Talendren castle gates in the morning. I will walk back with you. Or, sorry, I will ride back with you to the announcement.
You were the one complaining about how far it is. I was trying to help.
No, it's just so dumb to be like, you have
relay
to
that.
travel to me, and then we're gonna travel back to the place that you came from. It's such a pointless power move.
Well, unless he's showing us something.
Yeah.
That's in that castle.
Oh, that's fair. If it's something
Probably
like,
what it is.
Probably something
Okay.
Secret in the
And you guys
Secret,
know
secret.
that
He's got
when
a secret.
you,
Yeah, maybe.
well, when Azura caught Kaishari meeting with Haradan, they met at the Talendren castle.
That-
At some point tonight, I'm going to cast legend lore on the
I
catacombs.
knew it was coming.
Yeah.
no.
Naomi made the conscious decision not to kill her target when she had ample opportunity and only one witness that also would have been very easy to kill. And I was originally going to pull Blair aside and finally be like, all right, I don't know what to do. But I made the conscious decision not to kill him after he expressed support for her.
Character growth.
So I was originally going to do that. But then it's just like, it's just complaining about like problem on problem on problem. And I'm like, now I don't want to tell her.
Well, it's kind of like, you know, in like, I don't know, Skyrim or something, and you like open your quest journal and you're just like, ugh.
Legend lore costs 450 gold.
Uh-huh.
Okay, making sure.
Just
Make sure you
like,
got enough.
fetch quest,
Like gold
random
pieces?
peasant
Before we
quest,
go into
Make it
that,
rain.
Civil War,
I want to
world-ending missions.
Terrifying
What are you doing?
consequences
Fetch quest.
here.
I want to cast Find Familiar.
Castle of Winter, or
You're
Cloud
gonna
of
cast
Winterhold.
Find Familiar?
Yeah.
Fuck that place.
Okay. Any flavor you want to put on that?
Let it be, lay it on me, brother.
Piece of shit.
Well, I think it'd be fitting. You cast Find Familiar, and it comes in the shape of a little golden pseudo dragon. Just a little bitty guy. A little bitty guy. Yeah.
Friend.
I'm going to say go to the box.
And flies out the open window.
The ballot box.
Salad
Oh.
box. I want to get into its eyes.
All right. You look into its eyes. It makes its way down there, finds a nice little easy perch that's out of the way. Actually, we'll say he flies in the hole in the top of the ballroom that the dragon flew out of. He flies in there and he sits on a perch and he looks down. And at this point, the ballroom is dark for the most part. Just a little bit of light where the two guards are. One is standing and one is like just crouching down, taking some weight off of his knees. It looks like the guards that were down there have cycled out.
Is the automaton still there?
He's still there in the same position,
Okay.
same little squat position that he was in.
I don't like that one.
None of us like that one.
And for the whole time that you watch, well, how long do you watch?
I need to figure out how long the spell lasts.
I think it may just stay. I got it. Find
I
familiar.
didn't make a card.
Yeah, so he just stays as long as he does. Like you can bamf him away and bring him back, but as long as he doesn't die, then he just stays.
I want to stay for as long as before I don't want to take a level of exhaustion. So up till that point.
Okay. Well, it'd probably be just like a few minutes then, because you need rest. I think it's like 6 hours of actual sleep, so you could probably do a couple of hours watching it. And the whole time you watch, nothing. You just see the guards like make small talk, look back at the automaton, and just like get creeped out by it. And eventually, one person, like late, like 1 a.m., walks up to the ballot box, and the guards get like all up in arms, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And it's just like, "Oh, I'm just voting." And you see
What does he look like?
a metallic. He's completely cloaked, but you see a metallic black hand put in a vote. But
smells like bitch.
As the hood comes down, you see not Damon. He is got one side of his face like almost melted. But he is black metallic dragonborn. He votes and he walks away.
I want to stand it for just a couple minutes longer to make sure nothing happens.
As long as you stay in it, nothing happens.
And until I can't anymore, I drop out.
Okay. You cast Legend Lore.
Mm-hmm.
As the page begins to write itself, it kind of confirms what the Count said about the catacombs were first made to be catacombs, an underground graveyard site. As the 5 baronies over millennia grew into one massive city. And as they grew, they needed more tunnels, more space, and eventually a whole labyrinth of tunnels existed underneath the city, where almost like a subway system that's not used. You can get from any one place in the city to essentially any other place by using these catacombs. And then it also goes into some history of, like, in times of war, they were used as places to hide. Gangs have had periods of time where they, like, underground gangs would live in there and fight each other. Those kind of had been eradicated for the most part.
Tunnel snakes.
But yeah, just nothing really mystical and mysterious. Just a long history of use in these catacombs and their just existence.
Okay, that's fun.
Is anyone else doing anything before you bed down for the night?
Yes.
What you got?
Okay, so I wrapped up what I finished what I'm working on at the table. Before I do anything with that, I go and I cast Alarm along every opening, every window, every door into the room, and I set it to an audible alarm. So there will be an actual bell ringing for everyone to hear if anyone that is not us enters the room, enters the premises. And I go over and sit by Blair, wherever she is. I just say, long day.
Little bit.
Well, I'm sorry. Not good with words.
Your company is appreciated.
Good. I'm not much of a musician or anything like that. I don't know if this will help, and this is kind of just playing a little fast and loose with the functionality of Tiny Servant and the tinkering abilities, but I want to hold out my hand and it's mostly flavor anyway. There's a little dragon made out of like copper and silver wire that is it's dormant, but I tap it and I cast Tiny Servant on it so it stands up and just starts, and I put it on the table and it starts walking in slow circles. And its wings are flapping, but it's not actually flying because Tiny Servant can't do that. And tap it again, and it starts playing this soft, very simple, like, lullaby sound. Like, it's kind of repetitive because tinkering is very simple, but it's just like, it's just a little quiet, kind of calming, soothing melody. And it just does that, and it will last for 8 hours. So it's like, it's really quiet. It's like you have to be within 2 or 3 feet of it to even hear it. But it's not a concentration spell, so we'll just keep going. Listen, so that, my father used to sing me this song. He was never much of a singer, so the melody's not complicated, but when I was afraid or upset at night, and I think, I don't know, it's on my mind, so.
I'm like actually gonna cry.
I'm gonna go to bed, but we'll figure this out, and it'll be fine.
She's like very tearing up, and she kind of reaches out for your hand and does the same squeeze that like you did earlier. And she kind of like waits a second, and she's not usually lost for words, so this is unusual. Thank you so much. You've been such a great friend for all of the difficulties that we truly have put you through, frankly, with destroying your house and running you out of town, and I appreciate this greatly. Thank you.
Yes. Well, this is about enough, as much emotion as I can handle for now. So, good night. I will see you in the morning.
Yes, see you in the morning.
So we'll walk away and lie down and make no eye contact with anyone for the rest of the night.
Beautiful.
So I was gonna ask Azura to, I don't know if we were gonna like switch like sleeping or whatever, but I was gonna ask that like you take first shift essentially, so that she could just like cry, but I've changed my mind because of that, so you can do whatever you want, but whenever I'm awake, I'm gonna be trying to learn the thing on flute, the little melody.
Anything else?
Tulad's gonna use his last sending. He's gonna reach out to his mom. He's going to say,
Your son is dead. Saz.
Evening. I found him. I could not save him. I'm sorry. I love you. Be well.
You get a response very quickly. I love you. I am so sorry. I wish you were here, but I understand. All is well.
Nap time.
You go to sleep. And the rest of you begin to go to sleep as well. Eventually, Delilah, a message comes into your mind. And just a change of plans. I'm headed to the city. Don't fret. Things are good. I will see you soon.
Why?
So Vopius is kind of here already. I can't wait to see you. We have a lot to discuss, and I think our paths are more crossed than I think we ever thought. I love you.
You don't hear anything back. And then, like, 2 minutes later, yes, I love you too. You go to sleep.
That's a whole spell slot.
I know. It was really sweet.
That's why there was the
That was a pause. I'm like,
Is it worth it?
I need to say it back.
Naomi, as you
Ah,
are
shit.
Yeah!
No, I'm terrified of the repercussions of this.
as you are drifting off to sleep in your corner of the room, you feel like you fall asleep, and then you kind of like open your eyes, and you see the room around you, but you don't see any of your friends. You look down, and you're finding it hard to like move at all.
Right, I got a sleep paralysis bitch now.
You have a genuine sleep paralysis demon. Congrats.
As you
Yay.
look down at your arms and legs, you find that they are bound by chains to the ground. As you look
Oh, yay.
up, you see a figure standing in the doorway. They pull a cigar away from their mouth and throw it on the ground. And you see this very tall, red devil lady
She hot.
Whoa, big lady.
walk up to you a bit and go, "Don't forget what you are, what I made you. Don't forget you can easily come back." And the chains pull you, and as they do, you wake up from your long rest.
Oh shit, that didn't feel very restful.
And as you all wake up from your long rest, I think that's where we'll end the session. Oh, it was a heavy one, I think.
Yeah.
So, as dawn breaks around 8 a.m. on the last day of the ball,
Dawn of the third
we'll
day.
start with your meeting with Mr. Haradan. Good shit, guys.
Good game.
Good game.
What a time.